Awan actually had a second account with access to the House network. That account was still active as of yesterday, potentially providing Awan secret access to the House network, the very same network, as we just said, he was banned from as a security risk. The secondary email is linked to another House staffer who specializes in intel issues and works for House Intelligence Committee member Andre Carson. Whoa.
Luke Rosiak of the Daily Caller reported now indicted former congressional IT aide Imran Awan allegedly routed data from numerous House Democrats to a secret server. Awan had access to all emails and office computer files of 45 members of Congress. The fear among members that Awan could release embarrassing information if they cooperated with prosecutors could explain why the Democrats have refused to acknowledge the cybersecurity breach publicly or criticize the suspects. Data was also backed up to Dropbox in huge quantities. Congressional offices are prohibited from using Dropbox, so an unofficial account was used, meaning Awan could have still had access to the data even though he was banned from the congressional network. The Awans and Imran's brothers, Abid and Jamal, collectively earned at least $4 million as IT staff for the Democrats from 2009 to 2017, each earning $160,000 a year for what many had deemed as no-show work. The Awans would return to Pakistan for months at a time and continue to be paid. Capitol Police revoked the Awans' access to the congressional IT system due to a major breach of data, including the files and emails of dozens of congressmen, many serving on the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence and the House Committee on Foreign Affairs. Access requiring security clearances that were likely forged. Wasserman Schultz and other Democrats have accused the Capitol Police of being motivated by Islamophobia, but the Awans are rightfully being investigated over charges of tax fraud, bankruptcy fraud, insurance fraud, and extortion. In fact, the Awans dug a hole so deep with fraud, they will have to spill everything regarding former DNC Chair Schultz and the other Democrats involved in the
supposed to be with a few people outside. How about all week they're talking about the massive crowds that are going to be outside. Well, it's hot out. It is hot. I think it's too warm. You know, they show up in the helmets and the black masks, and they've got clubs and they've got everything. Antifa!
The silent majority is no longer silent. This is The War Room with Owen Schroyer at Infowars.com/show.
Welcome to the War Room. We will be joined by Roger Stone as usual in the 4 o'clock hour, as well as Carla Spalding. In the 5 o'clock hour, we'll be joined by Laura Loomer. And we may get to some of your calls in this hour and in the 5 o'clock hour, so we'll go ahead and put the phone number out there for you, 888-201-2244, 888-201-2244. The question that we're all debating here, what is the most important issue to you right now? Build that wall, lock her up, or cut the taxes? We'll hear from the crew. We'll hear from you on that. There is literally so much news and so many video clips to get to. I usually try to be pretty fluid in what I cover and making sure it's all relative in the segment. And I don't even know what to do. I don't even know where to begin. I didn't even line up any clips with the crew for this segment. So let's just start with this stack of news coming out of the left, coming out of Hillary's camp, and news that you would think would be number one when you talk about child sex abuse. So here you go from the Daily Caller today. At least 11 mayors accused of child sex-related crimes since 2016. You wouldn't know that, would you? You would have no idea if you only watched TV news, which now people are cutting. So see, this is how we'll do it. We'll just take one news story, tie them all in, and we'll just go right through. So you'd have no idea that 11 mayors have been accused of child sex-related crimes since 2016. Of course, the latest being Seattle Mayor Ed Murray, who has been forced to resign because of multiple accusations of sexual abuse. And then you read that story and you realize that he was probably blackmailed. But you wouldn't know any of this if you tuned into television news. And that's why cord cutting explodes. 22 million U.S. adults will have canceled cable and satellite by the end of 2017. Okay, so that's why nobody tunes in to television news. Nobody trusts television news anymore, because you won't hear about this. You won't hear about Ed Murray, maybe a brief stint, maybe a note. Perhaps it scrolls through on the bottom line. But no big outrage. No outrage over New York Mayor Rick Nelson. 78-year-old Dale Kenyon, former mayor of Clayton, New York, indicted on charges of sexually abusing a teenager over the course of 3 years. Dwayne Schutt, 61-year-old mayor of Randolph, Nebraska. He was arrested in July, multiple child sex assault charges. Police say Schutt repeatedly sexually abused a minor over a period of 4 years, beginning when the victim was 13. Former Ohio Mayor Richard Keenan, another Democrat, was handed life sentence. This April, he pleaded guilty to repeatedly raping a 4-year-old. Good Lord. Anthony Silva, then mayor of Stockton, California, arrested last August on charges that he provided teens with alcohol at a camp for underprivileged youth that he ran before recording them playing strip poker. This stuff just makes you sick. I don't even want to report on this. Kenneth Lewis Barrett, mayor of Winston, Oregon, one of 4 men arrested on March 19th at Sting. Authorities say they believed they were meeting a 14-year-old girl for sex and then they arrested him. Just goes on and on. Christopher Wright in Georgia, 11-year-old boy, 12-year-old girl. Daryl Gene Walker, indicted in June, sexual misconduct. Sexual contact with a child younger than 17 years of age, touching a young boy's genitals. Donald Briggs, indicted on felony charges in December 2016, alleged inappropriate sexual contact with a person younger than 17. Wow. I don't know. Maybe nobody wants to cover that because it's so intense, it's so gut-wrenching, it's so disgusting. But this is obviously, 11 mayors. I don't know how many mayors there are in the United States, but 11 of them accused of sex-related crimes since 2016. I don't know. Do you classify that as an epidemic? Do you classify that as a serious problem, folks? Do you think 11 mayors accused of sex-related crimes since 2016, is that an issue? Should this be a main story right now, or should it be Trump-Russia? Should it be the new angle that the Trump-Russia probe is going down? We'll have more on that. It's just absurd. And then you see stories like this. Gatekeeper of D.C. Society Sally Quinn comes out as a cultist, used hex to kill people. Oh, but we already learned about the Satanist. Didn't you know? We already knew about Bohemian Grove. We already knew about the spirit cookings with Marina Abramovich. We already knew about the occultist worship ceremonies that they have during the Super Bowl halftime show. We already know about the occultist ceremony they had at that huge bridge opening in Europe. I can't remember the name off the top of my head if any of the crew remembers it. Oh, yeah. They just open the longest tunnel in Europe and then have some sort of devil worship cult ceremony around it. Oh, yeah, we know what kind of art the Podestas are into, folks. We know about all this stuff, so this is no surprise. Now, this is actually kind of a surprise that Hillary Clinton would even go this far. This is from Paul Joseph Watson on Infowars.com. Hillary Clinton thinks Orwell's 1984 was about the need to trust authority. What? Hillary Clinton's new book, What Happened, contains a section where the failed presidential candidate literally tries to assert that 1984, a book about tyranny and the abuse of an all-powerful authoritarian state, is about the need to trust authority. Well, unfortunately, I actually disagree with Paul Joseph Watson here. I don't think it's that Hillary's that delusional. I think Hillary knows exactly what she's doing, if that's even Hillary's words. I mean, this, who knows who actually wrote this book. But no, it's that the followers of the Hillary Clinton cult are that delusional. The people that will read this book and take it as fact, those are the people that are delusional. So see, now that 1984, this is what they do. This is a Saul Alinsky technique. So now that 1984 is actually coming to fruition, now that, I shoot a report and it's saying I'm in the middle of 1984 society, now that we actually see 1984, now that we actually see them pushing 2 + 2 = 5, now they try to tell you, now they try to steal the 1984 narrative. That's what they try to do here by telling you that it means you need a mommy, a daddy. You need Big Brother. You need an authoritarian state. And of course, that's what Stan Deyo talked about today on the Alex Jones Show, bringing in a new world order, a one world government in the case of extreme events that lead to the collapse of society. And if they can get their minions to think that 1984 is a book celebrating tyranny, then they believe that they can actually get these people to rush to the teat of tyranny the moment society breaks down, because they can't survive on their own. Now, if you try to find any of this in the review section of Hillary's new book, you're not going to find it. Amazon deletes 1-star reviews of Hillary Clinton's new book. Amazon has been monitoring and deleting reviews after Hillary Clinton's new book was greeted with a torrent of criticism on the day it was released. So just like everything Hillary Clinton puts out, just like everything BuzzFeed puts out, just like everything Snopes puts out, it sucks, nobody likes it, and they give bad reviews. So now what do? They just censor that so that you can't even see it. Oh, and by the way, there's some new attempt, I think via 4chan or Reddit, where they're trying to outsell Hillary Clinton's book with the last book Donald Trump wrote. What was the name of that book? Great Again? So I'm not sure how that's going. Oh, that's nice, though. Delete the negative reviews of Hillary's book. Here's a nice review for you from Judge Napolitano. Hillary should be prosecuted over destroyed evidence. I think it's a terrible decision not to prosecute. Well, that's pretty much common sense. In an interview with Fox Business Network Stuart Varney, Judge Andrew Napolitano said the Justice Department should prosecute Miss Clinton because there's ample evidence of her guilt. Donald Trump watches Varney in the morning, so he might have seen that. We'll be right back with more of the War Room.
An illegal teenage immigrant from Honduras has been charged with killing his mother. Funes is a so-called dreamer protected under the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA.
You know I'm a dreamer.
A truck had smashed the family's car on the right side. That's where Lennox was sitting in his little car seat. Border officials say Banda is a Mexican national in the country illegally. He's been deported 15 times in 15 years.
Villa Lopez has a sordid story that includes a prior deportation and identity fraud, in addition to the sexual assault of a friend's teenage daughter.
But I have a simple message today for every gang member and criminal alien. We will find you, we will arrest you, we will jail you, and we will deport you.
He was deported a whopping 8 times, suspected in a deadly hit and run earlier this week.
He's charged with sex abuse, sodomy, burglary, robbery, assault, and kidnapping. Court records show he's been deported and returned 20 different times.
The father of 2 killed in a horrifying crash. Police say that the driver was a drunk, unlicensed, illegal immigrant.
According to an ICE news release, he is a known gang member and has been previously deported 4 times.
Tonight, police say an illegal immigrant with a blood alcohol level 3 times the legal limit slammed into the back of an SUV carrying a family of 4. He had been arrested just hours before this crash.
A woman telling deputies she was sure she was going to die after deputies say this man, Juan Ortega Orozco, broke into her home and crept into her bed.
He's in this country illegally. He has a rich criminal history of violating the law.
In the past 2 years, he's been charged with 5 felonies, including trafficking meth and leaving the scene of a crash.
Jermaine Daniels says in a change from under the Obama administration, federal agents now appear to be rounding up any undocumented person they come in contact with.
Federal agents eating breakfast 1 minute, arresting restaurant staff the next.
Illegal border crossings are down reportedly 70%. Arrests inside the country are up 40%, and demands for removal up 80% as well.
But, you know, we can't apologize for enforcing the law. If you break the law, that's a choice that you make, and there are consequences for that.
We have private labeled it, and it is the exact same product, just the name is different. Emmerich's Essentials. It's on average 20% off. On top of that, if you sign up for auto ship, you get an additional 25% off. Emmerich's Essentials is all about personal care, hygiene, not getting skin cancer, not getting bit by a bunch of bugs and mosquitoes. It's all there. InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com, and you'll find Emmerich's Essentials.
The War Room. Infowars.com/.
Welcome back to the War Room. At War Room Show on Twitter, warroom.show, the direct link to the direct feed and all of our content. You can also find us on iTunes as well. We have a podcast on iTunes, Infowars.com/show, always for all the live streams of all Infowars live broadcasting, 10 hours a day. So Apple releases the new iPhone X. The latest, the greatest, the coolest. It's going to have everything. And really, it just copies what's already been done. The full screen from edge to edge. Okay, they've actually had a phone called the Edge, where the edge is literally the screen. Glass on both sides. You got all this cool stuff. But regardless of the $1,000 per phone, here's the real news on this. So they're introducing the facial recognition technology, the facial ID technology. Now you're going to unlock your phone with your face. Of course, this is great. I mean, it was so hard to plug 4 numbers into your phone, and then it was just so demanding to put your thumb on there to get a fingerprint. I mean, good Lord. So now I don't have to do anything. I can just look at it, and then voila. I remember the days where you just, all you had to do to get into your cell phone was flip it open. Just, and then you could access everything. And then they started coming out with new phones, the latest and the greatest. But no, let's get real for a second about this facial ID technology and where it can lead. But here is Apple explaining to you exactly what the new facial ID program is on their new iPhone X. All right, so I guess we are unable to get that video. Let me know when we do have that video. So they're basically explaining how it works, how they have essentially 8 different points of gathering data in the front panel. So they've got, you know, the light, and then they've got the camera, and then they've got like 6 other things that are representative of gathering data. All right, so we've got that clip. Go ahead and fire that clip.
iPhone 10, your iPhone is locked until you look at it and it recognizes you. Nothing has ever been simpler, more natural, and effortless.
It's never been simpler, except when you just flipped it open.
Face ID.
Nothing's ever been simpler. Now look at this complex technology.
Advanced technology we have ever created.
Well, it's so simple.
Much of it is packed right up here into this tiny little area at the top of the display. We call this the True Depth Camera System.
We call this?
And it is made up of incredible state-of-the-art technology. There's an infrared camera, a flood illuminator, the front side camera, and a dot projector. And that's not all. There's also the proximity sensor, the ambient light sensor, the speaker and microphone, all packed into this True Depth Camera System area. It is
8
amazing.
different data points of gathering.
Here's how it works. Every time you glance at your iPhone 10, it detects your face with the flood illuminator, even in the dark.
Even in the dark.
IR camera takes an IR image. The dot projector projects out over 30,000 invisible IR dots.
Oh, nice. It just maps your face. So cool.
We use the IR image and the dot pattern, and we push them through neural networks to create a mathematical model of your face. And then we check that mathematical model against the one that we've stored that you set up earlier to see if it's a match and unlock your phone. Now, this all happens in real time. It all happens invisibly. You don't see these things going off. It's incredible. It just all works and all happens. When you set up Face ID, you just follow the on-screen instructions, and it tells you how to move your head around in the camera so Face ID can recognize your face. And that's it. You do that once when you set it up.
That's not creepy at all.
And Face ID learns your face. Even if you change your hairstyle, you decide to put on glasses,
can't outsmart
you're wearing a hat, so you do it up any way you do it,
you can't
Face ID
outsmart our new phone.
learns your face. It learns who you are. And it adapts to you as your face changes over time. Let's say you start to grow a beard. It works in day, it works at night. Data for Touch ID has been 1 in 50,000, meaning that the chance that a random person could use their fingerprint to unlock your iPhone has been about 1 in 50,000, and it's been great. So what are the similar statistics for Face ID? 1 in a million.
And the whole place goes crazy. So, you know, a normal human that's conscious would be sitting here like, wait a second, this is kind of strange. This is kind of 1984-esque, but Hillary Clinton just told me 1984 was cool. So it's kind of like, wait a second, you're mapping my face, you're putting my facial recognition math into a database, and then I guess that could be hacked, and now all of a sudden I'm in the Matrix, I'm on the grid, and now all of a sudden it's idiocracy. I can't go anywhere without a camera recognizing my face. I can't go to the ball game. I can't go to the grocery store. I can't even step in front of somebody using the phone. I'm constantly on the map. Oh, but it's okay because most people have already done this via Snapchat, but we'll just get the rest of them on the map now with the new iPhone X, and I'm sure that my Android probably has the same technology built in. How does it work with a burqa? You know, I don't think that Apple addressed that at their latest conference, but it's so trendy. Didn't you see the end? Only 1 in a million can access the system. Wait a second. Wasn't it just the FBI that couldn't hack into the Apple phone? And then there was a power struggle there. So amazingly, somehow, they couldn't reproduce the fingerprint. But that's not enough. But they had to make it even more trendy and put an Animoji in there.
It has to do with emojis. Now, we use emojis to communicate with others and to express emotion. But of course, you can't customize emojis. They only have a limited amount of expressiveness to them. So our team created something called Animoji. These are animated emojis. These are emojis that you control with your face. Animojis track more than 50 facial muscle movements.
Oh, yeah, it's so cool.
They've been meticulously animated to create amazing expressiveness.
I don't know how we lived before Animojis.
This, can't you?
How did we
The way you
survive?
create and share Animoji are right from within Apple Messages.
You said a little late. Where are you?
You can pick from a dozen different animated emojis to share and express whatever you want to express to your family and friends.
Woo! Woo! As long as you introduce 1984 technology in a trendy way, only 1 in a million can hack it. Hey, look, we've got Animojis. It's so cool. It's so trendy. Oh, okay, yes. Give me the tyranny. Give me the grid. Give me the electronical matrix. Yes, make it so I can't go anywhere. Does it work with a burqa? I doubt it. And I actually know what else it doesn't work with, and I'm debating whether I should even announce it, because then they'll probably fix the technology. But I'll just put it this way. There is another way to get around this technology. But you can just put a burqa on, so what do you need me for? Just throw on a burqa, shout Allahu Akbar. There was another one of those attackers today, and, you know, you'll be just fine. You don't need an iPhone. They'll give.
Hey, did you know that you can now preserve your own food for up to 25 years and still maintain its nutrition and flavor? That's right. Now's the time to build your own food storage with Harvest Right's freeze dryers. Go to InfoWarsStore.com to learn more and check out this innovative and smart technology that's easy to use. And let me tell you something, it is perfect for freeze drying fruits, vegetables, meats, dairy products, desserts, and entire meals. Woo, that's what I'm talking about. And when compared to traditional methods of preservation, like canning or dehydrating, you know, like what you get at the grocery store, there is no comparison. Harvest Right freeze dryers retain 97% of the food's taste, color, and nutritional value and have a shelf life of up to 25 years. Now that's what I call the miracle of food preservation. Harvest Right is truly the world's best, most affordable freeze dryer. So what are you waiting for? Check it out right now at InfoWarsStore.com.
And we're not getting what humans always thought was key, the bone broth. 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 Well, now it's the next level of that. It's caveman. But hey, I need a glass of caveman. Caveman. Man, it's better than Ovaltine. Better than Ovaltine. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Caveman is just over the top. What in the world? But now with the milk, I was like, whoa, this has milk in it. Whoa. It tastes like good. Man, this tastes so good. Tastes like the best milkshake ever. It tastes like Ovaltine. It tastes like Ovaltine. It tastes like Ovaltine. Like good. It tastes like Ovaltine. It tastes like Ovaltine. It tastes like Ovaltine. Like good. Whoa.
I can say without a doubt, at least in my experience,
this is a super home run available at InfoWarsLife.com, and it supports the broadcast. All right, all the big news straight ahead. He trolled him. He baited him. He trolled him. He baited him. He trolled him. He baited him. I wish I was that smart. See, that's the Trump dimension. That's the Trump dimension. He trolled him. That's the Trump dimension. He baited. That's the Trump dimension. He trolled him. That's the Trump dimension. That's the Trump dimension. He trolled him. That's the Trump dimension. He baited. I wish I was that smart. See, that's the Trump dimension. It's Trump. The plan of Trump. And thus, by extension, Trump. Trump just trolled you. But that's okay. It's Trump. The plan of Trump. And thus, by extension, Trump.
New from Emmerich Essentials. Fragrance-free natural deodorant for your body care needs. Playing basketball in the dry summer heat really makes me sweat. To maintain my game, I need all the confidence I can get. That's why I use Emmerich's Essentials Natural Deodorant. Made with organic ingredients, this deodorant combines mineral crystals with natural botanicals to ionize odor, keeping me fresh throughout the day. While shooting hoops, the last thing I want is sweaty armpits making my hands slippery and the ball wet. That's why I recommend Emmerich's Essentials Fragrance-Free Deodorant. Even though it's unscented, it's effective at combating strong body odor, and I don't have to worry about any unwanted allergic reactions to my sensitive skin. Whether you're a guy or gal, the last thing you want to be worried about is your deodorant. No petroleum-based ingredients, 100% natural and cruelty-free. Stay in the game with Emmerich Essentials fragrance-free natural deodorant. Available at InfoWarsStore.com.
The War Room. Infowars.com/show. This is the return of the Republic. And this is the War Room with Owen Schroyer at Infowars.com/show.
Welcome back to the War Room at War Room Show on Twitter, where we have the poll of the day going right now. What's the most important? Build that wall, lock her up, or cut the taxes? Cut the taxes is ahead right now. Oh no, it's down now. Build that wall is up now. This one is jumping back and forth all day. Warroom.show, the direct URL to all of our content. And folks, you make it possible for InfoWars to be live 10 hours a day by going to InfoWarsStore.com and taking advantage of some of our great specials. Some of the latest specials right now at InfoWarsStore.com are 50% off Caveman. 50% off Caveman. That's a limited time offer going on right now. The True Paleo Formula. This is a supplement that I take every day. Personally, I like the chocolate brand. I think it makes a great protein shake after a workout. Personally, I like it with bananas and peanut butter, but it mixes great with just milk. An excellent source of bone broth, which is a very popular supplement right now, as well as protein. So 50% off Caveman right now at InfoWarsStore.com. 50% off the entire line of Super Blue fluoride-free toothpaste at InfoWarsStore.com. To me, this is the best toothpaste on the planet, and you can get a bottle of it right now, or a tube of it right now, for less than $8. That is an incredible special that has the nascent iodine in it, the colloidal silver in it, and of that poisonous, pesky fluoride. And it's 50% off right now, the entire line. That includes the new Super Blue mouthwash. That's for under $10. So 50% off Caveman, 50% off the entire line of Super Blue fluoride-free products at InfoWarsStore.com. Now, you may have noticed I'm debuting a new lapel pin today, so I will be taking this moment to show off this little precious right over here. Go ahead and zoom in on that. Made in 1776. The crew is really proud of their camera work right now. Look at that. Nice HD shot. Zoomed in on the new lapel pin. You can find that at InfoWarsStore.com. How about that? There he is. There's Marcos and Harrison. Dan right there. Everybody, we're going to be hearing from them shortly to figure out what is most important to them. Build that wall, lock her up, or cut the taxes. We've got just over 3,500 votes right now. But there it is. Made in 1776 lapel pin. Featured on the War Room by Owen Schroyer. Hey, that's not even my review up there. I give this lapel pin a 5-star review personally. So chalk that up as 2 reviews, both 5 stars. And actually, there's the limited quality available on there is very accurate, folks. There's 1 box of these left. 1 box, and it is a small box. I don't know how many, but I'm telling you, if you like this lapel pin, you're going to want to take advantage right now because there are not many left. So I had to get mine, and I'm sure the crew is probably going to be running back there and maybe getting theirs. Okay, so in fact, let's go to the crew now. Has everybody decided what is most important to you? Let's start. Let's go back to the crew. So the poll of the day at War Room Show. What is the most important issue to you right now in the President of the United States, real Donald Trump's Make America Great Again movement? Build that wall, lock her up, or cut the taxes? I voted cut the taxes. To me, the wall is not really a big issue. If the wall gets built, it gets built. If not, it doesn't. It won't really bother me. I just want to enforce immigration law and have a strong border. I would love to see Hillary Clinton locked up, but again, I'm not sure if that really affects me. Cut the taxes means more money for me, and I like that. So let's go back to the crew and hear what they voted for. It looks like we're going to start with Harrison. Harrison, what's the most important to you?
Lock her up. That's what I say.
Harrison says lock her up. All right, Zach is right next to him. Let's see what Zach has to say here.
I say that we cut the taxes.
That's 2 for cut the taxes. I like more money. I want to get her locked up too.
I would pay more in taxes to see Hillary Clinton locked up. That's how I feel about it.
Wow. Harrison's, would you pay 100% to get her locked up?
All right, let's not go crazy.
Okay. All right, let's go past the mic round. Let's get Jake on the mic here. Jake, what's most important to you?
I think we got to lock her up.
Okay, we got a deadlock right now. We got 2-2. Where's the rest of the crew? Where's Ale? She thinks she can get out of this? She's trying to hide. She was trying to hide.
Yeah, I don't like being camera. But
oh, get used to it. What did she say?
Cut the taxes.
Cut the taxes. All right, cut the taxes. How many people we got left? Where's Dan? Where's Marcos? Step up, Marcos.
I say fire Jeff Sessions and end the drug war. No.
That wasn't an option.
Marijuana.
That wasn't an option.
Oh.
That wasn't an option.
Then end the Fed.
That wasn't an option. All right, you're disqualified. Sit down. Terrible. Where's Dan? Is he gone? What about Wes? Is Wes gone too? All right, so there are the votes. So that means cut the taxes, at least for now here, because Marcos can't figure out how to get a vote accomplished. All right, Build That Wall, though, is leading right now on Twitter. That does seem to be, whenever I talk to people about this, Build That Wall always seems to be the biggest one. We've got a caller right now in Oregon that wants to build that wall. Alyssa, is that the #1 issue to you right now, build that wall?
Hispanic voter, I got to tell you, that is one of the...
All right, hold up. I got to stop you. We had I couldn't really hear you. I don't know if that was just me getting late to the audio or if it was the whole deal. But start over.
Okay, absolutely. Building the wall is a major, major issue for the Trump base. And as a Hispanic Trump voter, I got to tell you, that is a big, big thing for legal immigrants in this country. My father is an immigrant from Mexico, and he is a strong supporter of the wall.
Wow. And he comes from Mexico, so he knows the type of people that might be trying to cross the border illegally to get into this country.
Absolutely. There was a couple of other issues I wanted to raise with you while I've got you on the phone. Is that all right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. While we're on the subject of Hispanics, I think that Alex Jones should really get some sort of Hispanic program. I know he's expanding the InfoWars team, and
you know, he's talked about that. I know that he's efforting that right now. Alex Jones has about 500 pounds of red meat on his plate right now that he's trying to eat through just to get to that point, but I know it is on the docket.
Okay, very good. And, yeah, because Dinesh D'Souza's wife, she's talked about this as well. I mean, as bad as CNN is and MSNBC, networks like Telemundo and Univision are absolutely horrible. They're even far more left. And
yeah, I mean, I don't know if I could say they're worse than CNN or MSNBC, but the leadership at Telemundo and at, I forget the other one that you said, Univision, thank you.
Univision.
The leadership at those news networks are very vocal. You don't really hear much from Zucker. You don't really hear much from Phil Griffin, but you hear from the leaders of those networks, and they are very globalist propagandized.
Okay, one last point before I let you go. I saw this article on the Daily Caller, and I didn't really see anyone else pick this up. Breitbart didn't pick it up. Drudge didn't pick it up. And I haven't heard you guys really report on it, but apparently Antifa is planning major, major riots on November the 4th. They are really building this one up. And according to them, their goal is to officially start the Civil War and overthrow Trump. So
now, do you have a source? Do you have? You're saying this? See if you can find this on the Daily Caller, and we'll see what sources they have.
Yeah, just type in November the 4th Antifa, and the Daily Caller's
Now, is this something that actually, is this something that you're actually afraid that they might do? You think they'd actually do something crazy?
Well, I wouldn't put false flags up out of the picture. I mean, there's some reason why they're building this up, so I don't know.
Well, that's an interesting point made by Alyssa. Thank you for the call. But if it's a false flag, it's not really a false flag if it's Antifa carrying it out and then taking responsibility. So I don't know.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs. Won't you fight for your life? Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. I don't like the frogs. Gay. Friggin' frogs. Frogs. Friggin' frog crap. Won't you fight the frogs? It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Place point.
Men, give your body the support it needs with InfoWars Life Prostagard. It's time to start assisting the body in regulating proper prostate balance. InfoWars Life has set out to bring you formulations that are not only the highest quality out there, but formulas that you can use on a daily basis to give your body the natural herbs and extracts that our experts recommend. The Prostagard formula does just that, with its mixture of plant-based nutrients and antioxidants that help give your body total support. It's a hand-selected blend of saw palmetto, lycopene, plant sterols, zinc, vitamin D3, selenium, and copper. Prostagard is something that the men on the InfoWars crew take every day. And from our research, it's something that men should really be adding to their daily regimen in order to keep their body going at optimal levels. Now's the time to start naturally supporting your body. Get Prostagard on your side today, exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
And they tell the trendies that the trendies go, rip me off. Get into it. Jump up and down. Jolie going, I mean, that's what we're dealing with here, and I'm sick of it.
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing.
We have the new product at InfoWarsLife.com, BioTrue Selenium.
We've had so many requests over the years for selenium, and just recently, we were able to source a certified organic, bioavailable selenium from mustard seed extract. When you take selenium in the body, it actually benefits the detoxification systems in your body. It helps balance the thyroid gland. It helps detoxify.
Selenium is another one of those absolute must-haves.
The highest concentration of selenium is in the thyroid gland, but it's actually used all over the body. As a matter of fact, there's 25 genes in the body that are directly dependent upon selenium. So it really is a all-around nutrient that everybody really needs.
I'm taking it now every day. This is so key. BioTrue Selenium is the product, the best selenium that we could bring you. We believe it's the best out there at a very, very low price. Exclusively available at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
The War Room. Infowars.com/show.
Welcome back to the War War Room. We just took a caller who talked about Antifa planning, I guess, essentially terroristic events, wanting to start a civil war on November 4th. Let's add that to the discussion today. We'll be taking more of your calls later on. Do you think that is a legitimate threat from Antifa? What do you think they will do? Will the police stand down like they did in Berkeley? And will people continue to say Trump was wrong when he says that there were people from both sides starting violence, even though it's pretty much just Antifa starting violence every time they show up anywhere? All right, let's go to this caller. So this caller has been under attack from the left, and I'm not even going to try to tell his story. We'll try to have him tell his story, but try to make it quick, Brian, because we don't have a lot of time. Tell the audience about the attack that you are under right now for being an independent journalist.
Thank you, Owen Schroyer. My story is that I have been a victim of a malicious prosecution by the United States Attorney Office, and I wasn't allowed to see my discovery. I was wrongfully convicted. I was set up, and because of what happened, I filed a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit under the case Brian David Hill versus Executive Office for United States Attorneys et al. In the Western District of Virginia, U.S. District Court. Now, there's been evidence the U.S. Attorney's been covering up, and it's all filed on federal records and declarations, that stuff was downloading on my computer when I did not have my computer, when it was at the State Bureau of Investigation in Greensboro, North Carolina.
So you were saying that people planted evidence on your computer to set you up and bring you down in court?
That's right, because I was a part of USWGO Alternative News. I met Alex Jones in Chantilly, Virginia back in 2012, and I met Stuart Rhodes, and he helped me with trying to nullify the National Defense Authorization Act, the torture law, and I wanted to protect people's constitutional rights, so I did the Nullify NDAA petition, and a state senator there did not like me, and he had a disdain for me, and it's Philip Edward.
So you believe you have been scrutinized or persecuted by this mayor in Virginia, Berger?
Actually, it was in the town of Mayodan, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Now, where is a website or a YouTube page or somewhere people can go to find out more about this?
At this time, I don't have a page, but you can follow the case by looking up Brian David Hill versus Executive Office for United States Attorneys. The case number is 4:17-CV-27, and you can review the case and see the updates.
All right, well, we wish you the best of luck, and obviously continue to send me information on this, and I'll try to get whatever we can out to the public. It's tougher when you don't have a web presence, but we got you on the show here today, and we appreciate you being a patriot and standing up for the right to free speech, Brian. Hey, before we let you go, what's the most important issue for you right now? Build the wall, cut the taxes, or lock her up?
Cut the taxes.
Cut the taxes. All right, Brian, thank you very much. Folks, here's the deal. People send us stories all the time about personal accounts or things that they're going through, and it's tough, and we want to help all of you. It's just, you know, there's only so much we can do. But it's easier when you call in like that, and we can hear from Brian instead of having to set up a bunch of stuff. So that's Brian Hill, and he's being persecuted, he believes, for standing up for the Constitution and trying to nullify the unconstitutional NDAA. Let's go to Ben in Ohio. Ben, what is the most important issue to you? Build the wall, lock her up, or cut the taxes?
Actually, that's not what I called for. I mean, the biggest issue to me is the one I found last night.
Well,
if you don't
how
mind me
about you
explaining
just
really
answer the
quick.
question first?
All right, build the wall.
Okay, there we go. Now go ahead.
Okay. Now, this is why I say build the wall. I've been working with 4chan for a couple weeks now with Poll. We've been trying to unmask the individuals who attacked Baked Alaska. In the process of doing that, just really weird things kept coming up. I have proof for everything I'm about to say. I will publicly post links to the cloud. I don't care. I'm not worried about it. I've already been doxxed, so I don't have anything to be scared of anymore. But there's a woman named Mara Cohen. She is a radical Hebrew. She has a lot of ties to a lot of Latin people, South American. There's a gentleman named Arnaldo Borja. He's a community organizer in Virginia. These two are very closely linked, but the link goes beyond just them. If you look up Mara Cohen in Truthfinder, you will find hundreds of variations of this name, but what you'll see is the names don't change that much. The cities and the states don't change, really, and the addresses don't change.
Okay, now cut to the chase because you called about voter fraud.
Yes, well, that's what I'm saying. It's a replication of the same people over and over again. It's a voter fraud scheme. When you have Arnaldo Borja, who organizes for immigrants to get documentation so they can become legal, but he also does this in an illegal sense. He gives them fake documentations. They're farming more voters. That's exactly what they're doing. I talked to a senator today who's confirmed he agrees. I've talked to a lot of people today, and this is what it is. It's a
well, yeah, okay, and here's the deal, because I'm sure you've done your due diligence in your research, and you're making fair points here. I'm not doubting that. There's an overarching issue here that is even more frustrating, and I'm sure Ben understands where I'm coming from here. We already know that voter fraud is going on. I don't need Ben to call into my show with his boots on the ground research that he's just done because he wants to prove it to people and he's trying to do his own investigation. We already see that there's more votes than voters in Chicago. There's more votes than voters in parts of Detroit. We see this story everywhere. Dead people voting, non-citizens voting, people. So it just, does anybody remember Acorn? Do we just forget about Barack Obama's Acorn that got caught with voter fraud regime? It's like absurd how many times Acorn got caught. And then it's like we just sit here and they say that Trump is unhinged because he says that there might be rigged elections. And then the mayor of College Park, Maryland, justifies decision to allow non-citizens and illegal immigrants to vote in local elections. Here's a clip of him admitting it.
People that have been in the city for decades, who contribute in many different ways, paying taxes, volunteering in committees, being part of their civic associations, who are not able to vote because of their citizen status. And some of these folks don't have any legal path to citizenship. So this isn't giving them, this would be giving them an opportunity to have a voice in who their representatives are, who's governing their city.
Now look, there's a fair debate to be had here about people who come to this country, work here, contribute. But here's the kicker. We already have a system. It's called immigration. Okay? There's a path to citizenship. And when people like the mayor of College Park, what's his name? Can't even find his name on here. Patrick Wojahn. Patrick Wojahn, the mayor of College Park, says that he's just going to give non-citizens and illegal immigrants the right to vote. That's not how it works. That's not smart. That's not good politics. And it completely skirts the entire process of immigration. So that's what I'm saying. See, I put out a troll tweet saying, the best way to fix DACA, the best way to just be fair and let everybody vote is just to end immigration laws. Why don't they come out and say that? Why doesn't the mayor of College Park, Maryland, Patrick Wojahn, come out and say, I want to end immigration laws? Because why have immigration laws? Why have a process of becoming a United States citizen Why have any sort of procedure? Why have any sort of mandate? Why have any sort of things that you have to do, pass a test, this, that, or the other? Why have any of that? The mayor of College Park just says, no, you don't need to be a citizen. You can have a vote. So let's just end immigration laws. Let's just let everybody be a citizen. Let's just let everybody have a vote, no matter how many generations they've lived here or not. We'll be right back with more of The War Room and Roger Stone.
After 4 years of research, the next big game changer has arrived. Z-Shield, toxic metal and chemical defense support. It's made in the USA. It's filled with known compounds from nature that are absolutely associated with detoxifying the body, and it supports the InfoWar. It is a classical 360 win. We're changing the world. Now it's time to change our bodies with Z-Shield at InfoWarsLife.com.
Clean, pure drinking water. You can't survive without it. But where do you get it? Alexa Pure Pro is a brand new, groundbreaking, gravity-fed water filtration system that is like no other. The Alexa Pure Pro transforms water from virtually any fresh source into clean, healthy drinking water, pairing the unprecedented superfiltration power of an all-new gravity block core with a hybrid chromatic shell. It removes up to 99.999% of impurities, including bacteria, viruses, fluoride, disinfectants, volatile organic contaminants, and hormones. Filter capacity up to 5,000 gallons. Stainless steel construction, easy assembly, low maintenance. Replacement filters are simple to install. And now, as part of an exclusive limited time introductory offer, you can save $20 off the retail price and get free shipping. This is a limited time offer, so order your unit today and receive free shipping and $20 off. Go to InfoWarsStore.com or call 888-253-3139.
U.S. President Donald Trump on Tuesday giving North Korea his most aggressive warning to date.
President Trump is not a racist.
I say red baseball caps mean you're an ass.
Tonight, the fight over Confederate statues is now a flashpoint.
Large groups of people punching, kicking, and hitting each other with sticks.
If you see this and you understand what is going on and it makes you angry, do not take yourself out of the game.
The War Room. Infowars.com/show. Making talk radio great again. It's The War Room with Owen Schroyer at Infowars.com/show.
We're going to make America great again, people. Donald Trump's going to bring jobs, and then you're going to have work to do. It's going to be great. Now I'm being shoved and being assaulted here. You guys are assaulted.
Great news, guys. Hillary Clinton has a new book which just came out today. It's 512 pages of excuses of why she lost the election called What Happened? No, I'm not joking. This is actually the cover, which obviously her graphic designer put as much work into creating as she did into campaigning in Wisconsin and Michigan. Obviously, it's been a great 10 months as we've all had a good time laughing at the liberal lunatics having complete meltdowns over their beloved Hillary losing and over the horrors of President Trump now being in charge. But now, thanks to Hillary, we all get to relive those first amazing few weeks after the election, as she's now going on a book tour and explaining in detail her devastating loss. So, Hillary, how's life? How have you been?
I think I am good, but that doesn't mean that I am complacent or resolved about what happened. It still is very painful. It hurts a lot.
That's really too bad, Hillary, but you still have millions of Americans who still love and support you. Can you give them some assurance that you're not so depressed that you won't commit suicide anytime soon?
No.
Okay, then, let's move on to something else. Many Americans are wondering why you waited until the next afternoon to give your concession speech instead of election night after it was clear that you had been defeated.
I had not drafted a concession speech. I've been working on a victory speech.
She was so sure that she was going to win that nobody on her team even drafted a concession speech, which is common practice for both candidates because anything can happen. The arrogance of this demon is just astounding. This interview with CBS gets even better. She admits that she bought this house, which is right next door to the White House, to accommodate staff and security in the expectation that she was going to win and become the president. She literally now owns a house right next door to the White House, which is completely worthless and does nothing other than serve as a painful reminder of her devastating loss.
Doesn't it kind of haunt you?
No, I'm very happy we did it.
She's such a horrible actress. No, I'm glad that we did it. Now, Hillary, we've heard you blame just about everyone and everything for your loss, except for yourself. From fake news to the Russians to James Comey. Is there anybody else you'd like to add to that list?
Millions of white people. Yeah, millions of white people.
By the way, I didn't take that clip out of context. That's literally one of her excuses. In the book, she even blames Bernie Sanders, the guy that her campaign and the DNC conspired against during the primaries, which caused DNC chairperson Debbie Worcestershire Sauce Schultz to have to resign. Hillary wrote, his attacks caused lasting damage, making it harder to unify progressives in the general election and paving the way for Trump's crooked Hillary campaign. Just keep doing what you're doing, Democrats. It's working fantastic for us conservatives. But Hillary, I mean, you got to at least admit that when you called half of Donald Trump supporters deplorable, that was a major misstep and it backfired big time, right?
I don't buy that. I don't buy that. I'm sorry I gave him a political gift of any kind.
That was a gift.
But I don't think that was determinative.
It had nothing to do with it at all. Well, nobody can pay me enough money to waste my time reading this book. The reviews are coming in from people like Chris Hayes over at MSNBC, who says, quote, I'm reading the Clinton book and it's quite good, compelling and candid, and written with a pretty remarkable intimacy. It's worth reading. Stop sucking up to her in hopes that she'll come on your stupid show. You know that this book was a horrible idea. I mean, for us, of course, it's great. But for the Democrats, this is just disastrous. Speaking of...
So that is Mark Dice's latest video on what happened to Hillary Clinton. She's got all the excuses. She also has another book signing coming up. Was it in Brooklyn, guys? I think it was in... No? I don't know. Someone around here told me she's got another book signing coming up. It'd be a shame if people went to that and asked her where her emails were. But here's Sarah Sanders giving Clinton a hard time on her book.
Be reading Hillary Clinton's book, and what does he think about the excerpts that have gone far?
Whether or not he's going to read Hillary Clinton's book, I am not sure, but I would think that he's pretty well versed on what happened, and I think it's pretty clear to all of America. I think it's sad that after Hillary Clinton ran one of the most negative campaigns in history and lost.
It's Paul Joseph Watson, and the t-shirt has finally arrived. Nothing triggers safe space snowflakes more than this slogan and my face. It is the new t-shirt from InfoWarsStore.com. Conservatism is the new counterculture. You've seen how much this triggers the safe space snowflakes. The left controls culture. They control arts. They control entertainment. They have the complete monopoly on culture, which is why conservatism is the new counterculture. We are striking back in the culture war. This triggers snowflakes like nothing you've ever seen in your life. You've seen how much they absolutely hate the image of my face and that particular slogan, conservatism is the new counterculture. This t-shirt is not only a conversation starter, it will trigger the holy hell out of leftists. It will make me incredibly happy. It's available right now. Get yours at InfoWarsStore.com.
Making talk radio great again. It's The War Room with Owen Schroyer at Infowars.com/show.
All right, we've got a couple of ongoing situations. Welcome back to The War Room at War Room Show on Twitter, warroom.show, the direct URL for all of our content, Infowars.com/show for all of the InfoWars live broadcast. InfoWarsStore.com is how you support us. So today in France, you had a man yell Allahu Akbar, and I think he stabbed 7 people, and I think 3 police officers. And then you have an ongoing situation right now on the Drudge Report. It's saying it's a high school shooting in Washington, 1 dead, 3 injured. So 2 situations we're monitoring right now on the War Room that we'll keep you updated on. But Bernie Sanders The Salsa Man is back. Bernie Sanders introduces Medicare for all, single-payer healthcare reform. Of course, where you're going to get the money and where you're going to get the doctors don't matter as long as it's free. So here's Bernie Sanders today talking about his glorious Medicare for all.
3, 2, 1. Today in America, 28 million
Did he just do his own countdown?
No health insurance, and even more are underinsured with high deductibles. I can't even deal with this guy. Now, my Republican colleagues here in Congress, they had a brilliant idea. And their idea was to throw up to 32 million Americans off of the health insurance they currently have.
And pause right there.
What a disaster.
Even though that's exactly what Obamacare did. Literally. That is exactly what Obamacare did. Okay, now go back to Bernie.
That would have been. Well, we have a somewhat different idea. And our idea is to do what every other major country on earth is doing, and that is to guarantee health care to all people.
If every other major country on earth jump off a bridge, would you do that, Bernie?
I'm very proud
Probably.
to be introducing a Medicare for all legislation, which now has 15 co-sponsors here in the U.S. Senate and dozens of grassroots organizations.
The grassroots that you stole from and then got a new lake house and car? That one? Okay.
And Wall Street and the drug companies, the medical equipment suppliers.
Oh, yes.
Those people who profit off our dysfunctional healthcare system. It's not going to be an easy fight.
Oh, pause it right there.
We win.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. DACA and Medicaid policies of the left are two of the most fraudulent things we have going on right now. What they were looking at, like 30% of DACA forms have false claims on them. That's a federal crime. Medicaid is one of the most flawed and corrupted systems we have in the healthcare system as it currently goes. And Bernie Sanders is, but he's not stupid, folks. He knows exactly what communism and socialism brings. He knows exactly that the more control you give to the government, the bigger and more corrupt it's going to get. And again, it doesn't matter that there's no money. It doesn't matter that there's no doctors. Go back to the Stelzer Man.
Is when the American people stand up as they are.
We're going to stand up.
Demand real change.
We're going to demand real change.
When we do that, you're going to see major and beautiful things happening. So I ask you to work with us at the grassroots level. Speak to your neighbors, speak to your coworkers. Let us and finally do what this country should have done a long time ago, and that is to guarantee health care to all people. Look forward to working with you. Thank you.
That's a nice pipe dream there from Bernie Sanders. We don't have enough doctors. We don't have enough money. But I promise you, we will get you the health care that I've promised you. Obamacare meant that you had to drop your doctor and drop your current health insurance. But we promise you that it's Trump care that's going to make you lose your insurance. Even though that's what Obamacare did, Trump care is going to be the one that does it. I'm Bernie Sanders, and if I wave my hand 50 times, I will get an applause. So magically, Bernie Sanders is going to give everybody health care. These people are insane, man. How does anybody still believe anything Bernie Sanders says? How does Bernie Sanders think he has a mandate? He couldn't even beat Hillary Clinton, that now 61% of people in a Rasmussen poll say should retire. Retire. She wouldn't even have been a year into office by now. These people have no mandate. They have no constituency. They have nothing. They have nothing but false promises and fake news. That's it. That's it. Now, we have an agenda. Part of that agenda is to build a wall, to lock her up, and to cut the taxes. And we're hearing from you about what you think we should do. Let's go to Roger in California. What is the biggest issue to you right now, Roger?
I've got 2 points. The first one, I'll say cut the taxes, but something far more important to talk about. As you know, Trump is being blockaded information-wise. He does not know what's going on. And I came with an idea that we can break the information blockade, because if this blockade continues long enough, Trump will be overthrown. So my idea, and this is, I think, the real reason I called, is, when people meet Trump, like, at a rally, or like when he's like, helping people, like at Hurricane Irma or whatever, they should be saying things to him like, McMaster is systematically firing your loyalists. Your personnel office is blocking your loyalists from getting hired. Your Twitter is being censored. McMaster and Tillerson are bad-mouthing you behind your back. They might be drugging you so they can remove you under the 25th Amendment. Because if we don't break the information blockade, there's going to be, all this other great stuff is not going to happen. Trump needs to know what's going on. And he's, does a lot of glad handing and meeting people randomly. And people, when they do have that random meeting with them, they need to be saying things like this, because he needs to know what's going on. He needs to know that they're going after Joe Arpaio, his own Justice Department. He needs to know stuff like this so he can start cleaning house, because the central problem is that Trump doesn't know what's really going on. It is information blockade, but he meets a lot of ordinary people at rallies and, at these different events. And they need to speak out before it's too late.
Thank you for the call, Roger. I'm not sure. We're hearing the stories. We know about General Kelly. Of course, Hope Hicks is, now the communications director of the team. And then she gets banned off Twitter. I've been following Hope Hicks on Twitter for a long time. I actually get notifications. She never tweets. She never tweets. How does she get suspended from Twitter? Maybe that has something to do with what Roger's talking about, and they're trying to the information blockade on Twitter from President Trump. I don't know how much of what Roger's solution will have an impact on President Trump. I don't know how blockaded President Trump is. It's hard for me to believe that President Trump can't get on his phone and go to whatever website he wants, read whatever story he wants, watch whatever video he wants. And I always had this like weird kind of like comic in my head where, Secretary Kelly like has a log whenever Trump has his phone. And so Trump checks in his phone to General Kelly at the end of the night and then goes to bed. And then Trump like sneaks a special phone out of his underwear and he goes under the sheets and he's like tweeting and he's like looking and scrolling. And then the next day he gets up and he goes to General Kelly, he checks in his phone, and then they look at the Twitter and Trump's tweeted 3 times on news he wasn't supposed to read. And they're like, whoa, what is going on? I thought we had to control. So I don't know. I'm sure that the flow of information is being manipulated. However, can they completely stop President Trump from getting on the internet, from getting on his phone? I don't think so. I think part of the problem is that literally President Trump is working so much, traveling so much, doing so much. He's about to go to 13 different states to talk about his tax initiative. So this is more travel. This is more working. This is more President Trump being busy. So he doesn't have the time of day to aggregate news. He doesn't have the time of day to read everything. We're going to be joined by Roger Stone in this hour, Carla Spalding as well, who is running for Congress against Wasserman Schultz.
And everybody will have lower rates, more, better quality care, and better access. I don't remember saying that everybody in the country would have a lower premium.
That's why your spotlight on the cockroaches, Alec, is so important. That's really what we the people, that's what our job is.
Oh, this guy isn't doing too good. Ted Nugent was telling me about this guy. He looks like he's pretty sick. Is that Nancy Pelosi, or is that Chucky Schumer, or is that, what's her name? The one that can't remember who attacked Korea. She thinks it was Putin.
And the fact that he is wrapping his arms around Putin while Putin is continuing to advance into Korea?
Believe me, Pelosi is the enemy. Maxine Waters, I don't even know what planet she's from. I mean, the Democrats, the left, the liberals, these are strange, bizarre, anti-logic, anti-American freaks, each and every one of them.
Doing what Ted Nugent told me. He said, turn the lights on, Pat. That light over there. It's over there. Right over there. Ted Nugent said, turn the lights on.
Spotlight the cockroaches. You perfected that over the years.
Nancy Pelosi sick.
Nancy Pelosi needs medical attention.
Well, at least it's going to be national policies.
Democratic Party has just been screaming racism over and over again. And hey, ladies, hold on. Come on over here. Nancy Pelosi came by the house. Did you know that?
However, these freaks are serious, and they threaten to kill our family because we hunt, because we believe in the Second Amendment, because we trounce and spotlight the cockroaches on the left that hate America, hate the Constitution, hate the American dream, hate independence.
Why do they hate it? Why do they hate it? Okay, here comes Donald Trump. Pat, will you please assist me with the camera? Here comes Donald Trump with the assistance of the American people.
We are going to drain the swamp.
Mr. Moore, your chauffeur's here. Let me, no, don't try to get out. Let me just help you a little bit. You don't want to be violent or anything like Antifa. We're not being violent.
Is this cool or what?
No Michael Moores were hurt in the filming of this. This is a much more useful creature. A carrion beetle that eats rotten meat. Oh, let's get all of our friend in there.
We, the people, are supposed to be hellraisers. We're not supposed to act like French and Canadians. Because to be an extremist, to be a radical, are like those Americans who went to Concord Bridge when the British were going to take our guns, and we didn't sit down and have tea with them. We shot them in the damn head. We killed them. You come to take away our guns, we'll cut you in half. Somebody write that down.
Bye, Democratic Party. And and Paul Ryan's down in there too. Bye-bye, Paul Ryan. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
You look at my wonderful birth city of Detroit, was the work ethic epicenter, the productivity epicenter of the globe when I was born in 1948, until Mayor Coleman Young and the Liberal Democrats took over and trained people, brainwashed people, de-sold the people that you don't have to try. You just stay home, or you go ahead and make Chrysler products that won't even run, and will still send you a bonus check. Well, when you give people something, you turn them into zombies. The worst thing you can do to a human being is to give him stuff, because then he has no pride of work ethic or ownership or earning his own way.
The War Room. Infowars.com/.
Quicksand. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink. At times, I thought I must be going crazy. Other times, I was sure it was the world that had gone nuts. Sometimes I snapped at my staff. I was tempted to make voodoo dolls of certain members of the press and Congress and stick them full of pins. Mostly, I was furious at myself.
Sticking members of the press and Congress voodoo dolls with pins? Yes, that was Hillary Clinton that you just heard, folks. Welcome back to the War Room at War Room Show on Twitter, warroom.show, the direct URL to all of our content. We're about to be joined by Roger Stone, but think about this. We're about to go to another Hillary clip of her on the Today Show where she directly goes after Roger Stone, but that makes me think, if Hillary Clinton is practicing voodoo or wishing she was practicing voodoo and stabbing members of the media, members of the press, members of the Congress, who do you think she's talking about? I bet you that Alex Jones and Roger Stone are right at the top of that list. So we'll get Roger's take on that. Here she is on the Today Show.
Say Director Comey shivved you. Another area where
You seem to come close to drawing a conclusion, but you stop just at the line is Russia.
Right.
You say there's so many coincidences, so many connections between people in the Trump campaign and Russia, but you stop short of saying this, and I'm asking you if you will. Do you think that the Trump campaign, with the knowledge of the now president, colluded with Russia and stole this election?
Matt, I can't say that. That's what this investigation is to determine. What I try to do in the book is to put forth
the first time she's ever had a hard time
information
lying.
that I think should trouble Americans, whether you're Republicans or Democrats or anything else. My book, my manuscript was turned in at the end of June, early July. Lots has happened since then.
Has it led you more in the direction of collusion?
It has suggested to me that there was certainly, we know, a plan from Putin and the highest levels of the Kremlin to influence our election. We now know that it was everything from Facebook ads and phony people acting like Americans who were Russians. We know so much more than we did even when I turned the manuscript in. And we know that there was communication that's certainly has come out, and we know that there was a lot of interesting coincidences, if you will, between what people associated with Trump were saying at the time and what later came to pass. I mean, you had Trump associates saying in August, oh, John Podesta is going to end up in the, the barrel. Well, how would he have known that? The Russians hacked those emails. They stole them. Now, let me just quickly say, though, that getting to the bottom of this, which I hope everybody agrees we must, if I had been elected and this had come to light, if I had known once I walked into that Oval Office what we now know, I would have stopped at nothing to make sure this never happened again to anybody.
Okay. We don't know what happened. She provides no details, no facts, no evidence. And Roger Stone, just Hillary Clinton's image, just the sight of her, just her voice, makes my skin crawl.
Well, of course it is, and why she wasn't elected. People don't like Hillary Clinton. The more they see her, the more they hear her, the less they like her, because she's a congenital liar. There is no evidence whatsoever that the Russians hacked the DNC email. Just because 17 mindless neocon bureaucrats with the intelligence services repeat it as a mantra doesn't make it true. In the United States, in our court system, we go on the basis of evidence, proof, but there is no proof. In fact, most of the proof, as we read in The Nation magazine a couple weeks ago, is to the contrary. It appears that to the extent that any information was stolen from the Democratic National Committee, it was downloaded to thumb drives and taken out the back door. As far as the allegation regarding Podesta and the barrel, a little disappointed in that shout out that she didn't name me, but this is the same phony conjecture, supposition, projection we've heard from the Democrats. I had no advanced knowledge of the hacking of John Podesta's emails and never said I did. I did accurately predict that his shady business dealings in Eastern Europe, particularly with the oligarchs around Putin, on whom he made millions and who also paid Bill and Hillary hundreds of thousands, if not millions, that would all come to light, and it did. And that's what I meant by his time in the barrel, time under public scrutiny. What is particularly interesting in the light of all this is the fact that Hillary Clinton seems to want to blame everybody but herself. It's the Russians' fault. It's James Comey's fault. It's the media's fault. Now, that one's laughable. But really, it's her fault. She's old. She's tired. She's corrupt. She put forward no ideas for the American people. And she got outworked and outsmarted and outfoxed by Donald Trump. It's that simple. Hillary, the people may like your husband, although I question that. They really just don't like you.
I think that it's tough for Hillary to look in the mirror, to sleep at night. She goes through her entire political career just to be the president, just a selfish witch more than anything. She doesn't want to help anybody. She just wants to lift herself up. And through that process, she gets married to Bill Clinton, politicizes her daughter, and then at the end of the day, Bill Clinton is president twice, and she's President Goose Egg. I mean, she must really be miserable.
Well, I assume you're referring to Webb Hubbell's daughter, Chelsea Clinton, who is, of course, the daughter of Hillary Clinton and former law partner of Hillary's former Deputy Attorney General, I guess Assistant Attorney General Webster Hubbell, who, like many of the Clinton associates, later went to jail. Here's the big difference between a Hillary Clinton book signing and a Roger Stone book signing. I actually talk to people. I actually take questions. I actually personalize the inscriptions when people buy my books. I actually like to spend time with the people who come to hear what's on their minds and to talk about the politics of the day. If you read today's New York Post, Hillary Clinton zooms in. There are strict rules: no autographs, no pictures, no discussion, no inscriptions. It's completely closeted. It's about the money. It's all about the money. In some of her book signings, Owen, she's charging $3,000 and $4,000 for a primo seat at her book signing. These people would steal a hot stove. Greed is what motivates Hillary. Avariciousness, the desire for power and money, and what she's going to get instead is a prison cell, because that's what she deserves. This woman has no regard for the law. There is, of course, the question as to why the Trump Justice Department is in court today fighting against the release of her emails. Now, this is totally Alice in Wonderland. This is one of the more Kafkaesque things I've ever heard.
And also, you've got tonight, Trump is planning on dining with Pelosi and Schumer. So all kinds of shuffling going on right now. We've got more with Roger Stone on the other side, and we will be joined with Carla Spalding for Congress.
You probably got more media than I did in the last cycle. Michael?
I don't think so, but I know I got a lot of negative media because, you know, they're on the absolute attack because they're what you call slave beating. That's to keep all the other slaves in line. And they want black people and white people to remain as slaves so that we can't compete with them. So, you know, they charge us high taxes. Most of them are not paying taxes, and they just get over. So that's why I'm standing behind President Donald J. Trump.
The silent majority is no longer silent. This is The War Room with Owen Schroyer at Infowars.com/show.
Men, give your body the support it needs with InfoWars Life Prostagard. It's time to start assisting the body in regulating proper balance. InfoWars Life has set out to bring you formulations that are not only the highest quality out there, but formulas that you can use on a daily basis to give your body the natural herbs and extracts that our experts recommend. The Prostagard formula does just that, with its mixture of plant-based nutrients and antioxidants that help give your body total support. It's a hand-selected blend of saw palmetto, lycopene, plant sterols, zinc, vitamin D3, selenium, and copper. Prostagard is something that the men on the InfoWars crew take every day. And from our research, it's something that men should really be adding to their daily regimen in order to keep their body going at optimal levels. Now's the time to start naturally supporting your body. Get Prostagard on your side today, exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
And they tell the trendies how the trendies go, rip me off. Get into it. Jump up and down. Jolie going, yeah. That's what we're dealing with here, and I'm sick of it.
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing.
Hey, did you know that you can now preserve your own food for up to 25 years and still maintain its nutrition and flavor? That's right. Now's the time to build your own food storage with Harvest Right's freeze dryers. Go to InfoWarsStore.com to learn more and check out this innovative and smart technology that's easy to use. And let me tell you something, it is perfect for freeze drying fruits, vegetables, meats, dairy products, desserts, and entire meals. Woo, that's what I'm talking about. And when compared to traditional methods of preservation, like canning or dehydrating, you know, like what you get at the grocery store, there is no comparison. Harvest Right freeze dryers retain 97% of the food's taste, color, and nutritional value and have a shelf life of up to 25 years. Now that's what I call the miracle of food preservation. Harvest Right is truly the world's best, most affordable freeze dryer. So what are you waiting for? Check it out right now at InfoWarsStore.com.
The War Room. Infowars.com/show.
Making talk radio great again. It's The War Room with Owen Schroyer at Infowars.com/show.
Donald Trump said on this video that he likes kissing pretty women and that you don't? Sir, can I finish?
You like kissing ugly women?
Excuse me. Folks, I am standing in the middle of 1984 civilization.
It's bad, you know.
Well, you've gone to InfoWarsStore.com. You've supported this broadcast. You've supported Alex Jones. You've supported the InfoWar, and now we are live 10 hours a day. And as a thank you to our great audience helping us launch 2 new shows in the last month, taking things to the next level, we give you the best specials at InfoWarsStore.com. I've got 4 separate specials right now of 50% off. Let's start with 50% off InfoWars Select storable food right now with coupon code IRMA. 50% off, that's hundreds of dollars of savings right now at InfoWars Select storable food. We don't want to take advantage of you and price gouge you after a natural disaster. No, we want to give you the best product at the best price. 50% off InfoWars Select storable food. 50% off Emmerich's Essentials line of organic household products. So instead of getting the poisonous sunscreen, the poisonous bug spray, the poisonous deodorant, Emmerich's Essentials gives you organic products that don't have the carcinogens in them that have been linked to cancer. 50% off that entire line. 50% off Caveman, the true paleo formula I use every day, a bone broth supplement, a combination of the two, chocolate or strawberry flavor. That is 50% off, a very popular item. What is it? What do you got? 4.7-star rating on that? Huge, huge. The entire line of Super Blue fluoride-free toothpaste, 50% off. That's under $8 for a tube of Super Blue toothpaste. Both formulas, peppermint or bubblegum, and the mouthwash, all of those products are 50% off while supplies last at InfoWarsStore.com. And my new pride and joy, my new lapel pin. Made in 1776. You can find it at InfoWarsStore.com. Boom. And you want to get there fast, folks. Limited quantity left. Limited quantity on the made in 1776 lapel pin. All right, Roger Stone, you have found a gem in Carla Spalding, SpaldingForCongress.com. Introduce her to our audience.
Well, you know, Owen, I was very impressed and pleased when you correctly identified Omar Navarro as one of the most outstanding, hard-charging young conservatives running for Congress, and of course, challenging the very entrenched and quite crazy Maxine Waters. If there's any other congressional race in the country that has a profile as high as that race, it would be the race against Deborah Wasserman Schultz, the former Democratic National Chairwoman who represents a South Florida district. And a Republican candidate has emerged in that race who is among the most exceptional candidates that I have met in a 40-year career in American politics. Carla Spalding is a Navy veteran, a registered nurse, worked at the Veterans Administration, mother of three, an outspoken and independent mind. Carla Spalding, welcome to InfoWars.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here, guys, both of you.
Now, let's kind of start with the basics. You know, you have an extraordinary background. Why are you running for Congress in a race that I think everyone admit in a district this Democratic is uphill?
Well, first of all, I have to tell you that I am a strong Black woman, not just Black woman, but a U.S. military veteran, a mother, a registered nurse who have also worked at the VA hospital for several years. And I have heard the cries of our veterans, not just our veterans, but also the elderly and the young people, as I am also an instructor at the university. It's important to me to be an advocate and to stand strong for the things that we believe in. And it is time also to get rid of our politicians and have non-politicians who understand the life and the real people, the real issues in this district and in the country.
Now, Carla, you're in South Florida. I'm in Los Angeles today. Kind of give us a quick overview of how the recovery for the hurricane is coming and what you were doing during Irma.
I have to tell you, honestly, I'm very tired. I've been at my facility for the past 5 days. Today's my first day actually home. And it's been very, very heartbreaking. And to know that we still have people who do care. We actually stayed back, gave up our families, and to be able to take care of those who are not able to leave our district and to be able to take care of them and stay put within the hurricane, and it was marvelous. But right now, we still do have people who are in need. Some are still without power, still without water, and still in need of supplies. So if there's any way that we can help get to the community, I think that'll be very helpful if we can do so. I also want to state something that was very important. While we were there, actually, and myself, helping the community, we have other opponents that were actually fundraising during this time where people are actually being homeless and needing them to represent to help them get through this time. And we will get through, as usual, as Floridians, we always get through these crises. But another thing, Roger, let me ask you a question. What is the most important duty of this government, of the government? And that is really to protect our citizens. And it seems as if only when we have crisis, we tend to come together. And I want the people to understand that this is why we are American, first of all and foremost, Americans. And it shouldn't only be when we have a crisis that we tend to do something or want to come together. We have to look at all the tragedies that we've had and still remember, at the end of the day, we are all Americans. And this is what America is about, fighting for what we have been fighting for, to come together as unity. And I hope from this, moving forward, some of these things that we've been arguing and fighting about, we can actually truly address true issues that affects the people in our district and in this country.
Well, I found it striking that during Hurricane Irma, you were working with 165 senior citizens to try to help them stay safe and sound, while Deborah Wasserman Schultz seemed to be driven by a need to get her face on TV, standing in the background with the mayor of Broward County and with your terrific sheriff there, Scott Israel, when she has no role whatsoever in hurricane recovery or activities, just another politician trying to get their mug on TV. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you what your view was on the Deborah Wasserman Schultz IT scandal.
Oh, I have to tell you that. I'm sure the Americans have recognized that at some point, the truth of the matter is, listen, she would much rather take her for a Pakistani than she would take her for Israel or any of our allies, and in fact, our own district or our Jewish community. So hopefully they will come to realization that this woman has absolutely no interest to take care of them and nothing else about herself. And that's what I would put it. And we need people, like I said, not someone who wants to take care of and defend the politicians there, the corrupted ones, but ones that are truly trying in the community to do things that can benefit and help the community to rise above.
I think you make a very good point there. Deborah Wasserman Schultz has a lot to answer for. Not only cheating Bernie Sanders as chairwoman of the Democratic National Committee, but saying that the Iwan brothers...
We'll be right back on the War Room.
Vitamin Mineral Fusion. Visit InfoWarsLife.com to secure your canister. We have worked for years with our chemists and scientists to create the most powerful and affordable, great-tasting multivitamin formula available. Vitamin Mineral Fusion Drink Mix at InfoWarsLife.com is loaded with a full month's supply of essential vitamins, minerals, and amino acids that your body absolutely needs. In the history of InfoWars Life, we've brought out a lot of amazing products like Survival Shield X2, Super Male Vitality, and so many others. With its unique delivery system and proprietary manufacturing process designed for maximized effects, this formula is the platinum standard of multivitamin mineral products. And this part is most important. The ingredients in Vitamin Mineral Fusion are either plant-derived or of the highest quality lab standard. That means it's clean. That means it's pure. And rest assured, you're fighting the tip of the spear in the info war. That's InfoWarsLife.com and Vitamin Mineral Fusion. Take action now before we sell out.
New from Emmerich Essentials, fragrance-free natural deodorant for your body care needs. Playing basketball in the dry summer heat really makes me sweat. To maintain my game, I need all the confidence I can get. That's why I use Emmerich Essentials natural deodorant. Made with organic ingredients, this deodorant combines mineral crystals with natural botanicals to ionize odor, keeping me fresh throughout the day. While shooting hoops, the last thing I want is sweaty armpits making my hands slippery and the ball wet. That's why I recommend Emmerich's Essentials fragrance-free deodorant. Even though it's unscented, it's effective at combating strong body odor, and I don't have to worry about any unwanted allergic reactions to my sensitive skin. Whether you're a guy or gal, the last thing you want to be worried about is your deodorant. No petroleum-based ingredients, 100% natural and cruelty-free. Stay in the game with Emmerich's Essentials fragrance-free natural deodorant. Available at InfoWarsStore.com.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frog friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs. Won't you fight for your life? Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. I don't like a frogs. Gay. Friggin' frogs. Frogs. Friggin' frog crap. Won't you fight the frogs? It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Place point. We have the new product at InfoWarsLife.com, BioTrue Selenium.
We've had so many requests over the years for selenium, and just recently, we were able to source a certified organic, bioavailable selenium from mustard seed extract. When you take selenium in the body, it actually benefits the detoxification systems in your body. It helps balance the thyroid gland. It helps detoxify.
Selenium is another one of those absolute must-haves.
The highest concentration of selenium is in the thyroid thyroid gland, but it's actually used all over the body. As a matter of fact, there's 25 genes in the body that are directly dependent upon selenium. So it really is a all-around nutrient that everybody really needs.
I'm taking it now every day. This is so key. BioTrue Selenium is the product, the best selenium that we could bring you. We believe it's the best out there at a very, very low price. Exclusively available at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
The War Room. Infowars.com/show.
Well, you can see why Debbie Wasserman Schultz is so nervous. Not only does she have the heat of the Awan brothers scandal on her heels, she's panicking, trying to get her mug on television, as Roger Stone just put it, but she also has a very serious candidate that's going to be running against her in the upcoming round of elections, and that's Carla Spalding. Roger and Carla, back to you.
Thank you.
So let's pick this up. Not only does Deborah Wasserman Schultz have the baggage of the fact that she got caught red-handed cheating Bernie Sanders. Now, I'm not a Bernie Sanders supporter, but what she did was despicable. You know, here in California, they still haven't finished counting the primary votes in the primary between Hillary and Bernie. That's because Bernie won, but they don't want you to know that. Now, on top of it, she has brought two Pakistani brothers, IT consultants, into the U.S. House of Representatives, paid them from taxpayer funds, induced 30 other members of Congress to hire them, and they turned around and stole not only money, but data through the House of Representatives computer system. Making it worse, after the Capitol Hill police informed Congresswoman Wasserman Schultz, every man's first wife, that this criminal investigation had begun, she then changed the status of the Awan brothers in the computer system from consultant to employee, so they would continue to have unfettered access to the House of Representatives computer. That allowed them to steal. This, Carla, I believe, makes her an accessory. I believe that she should be charged. And what did she say to your constituents? The Awan brothers are only being persecuted because of their Muslim faith. What's your take on that?
Well, that's her only defense she has right now. And the good thing about that is, running against her, she cannot use the race card. She cannot use the religious card. She cannot use the gender card. And she's ran out of everything possible to use. And the people will see and the truth will come to light. And obviously, what I would say, to be honest with you, I would use one of President Trump's play card book and just simply say, you're fired.
Well, I think that there's a strong sentiment. In this particular district, I, of course, think the issue is not Republican-Democrat. The issue is not liberal-conservative. The people in this district, in which I live, deserve an honest congresswoman, deserve someone who is a person of integrity. You have a very unique experience at the Veterans Administration, and we got a little time here. Can you give us a quick breakdown of your role there as a whistleblower?
Well, I have to tell you, once I was born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica. And after I came here, I joined the United States Navy. Prior to the Navy, after the Navy, I actually enrolled at the VA hospital, where I was in several things. But my last 3 years, I had my own nursing clinic there, where I took care of the veterans in my own clinic, along with other staff. I recognized that they were not doing things they were ought to be doing, and I reported them. I actually called every possible person to think of, I wrote letters to, but nothing was done about it. And to this day, they are trying, obviously, with Trump, But prior to then, they gave me the hardest time. I was not allowed to work evening shift. They placed me on the night shift. They did everything possible for me to try to quit that VA hospital because I stood firm for our veterans. I stood firm for the things that were right. And they did not like that about me, that I was doing so. So I decided to go ahead, and after speaking to Governor Scott's office, they said it was a federal issue. And therefore, that's what I chose. I chose to run federal. Therefore, I could help to make and change laws. When we talk about waiting time, it is the truth. When we talk about accidents happening to our veterans, it is true. All the things that you've been hearing, majority of those things are true. And I cannot just sit back and do absolutely nothing. The world needs to know that our veterans cannot work so hard and sacrifice their lives, their families, for us to come back and be treated so poorly. It's just unbelievably just not right. We have to change that. And I want to say something else regarding to that. If we do not do something better, which so many homelessness are there for them, why are the young people now today would ever even choose to go unless it's out of desperation to join the military? Because they're also knowledgeable of how poorly they're treated. So in fact, we have to come up with a plan, which I do have a plan, to help get them off the street, fix the administration, because that's where it starts. And until we can do something about that, we're only doing a Band-Aid.
Well, who better to bring reform to the Veterans Administration than someone who has worked there, someone who's seen the corruption. In your case, you uncovered the improper theft of perhaps millions of taxpayers' dollars in false reimbursements. You saw the horrific treatment that our veterans are getting, being forced to wait, in many cases to wait so long they die. And the politicians talk about it, but other than Donald Trump, there doesn't seem to be anybody who will actually do something about it. To me, this may be the #1 reason why you are a unique candidate for Congress. This is an excellent time for you to tell the Info Warriors how they can go to your campaign website and how they can contribute, because as you and I both know, Deborah Wasserman Schultz will have millions, as much as she needs to retain this seat. But we can only count on the Info Warriors and people like them, like-minded patriots with their contributions of 25, 50, 100, 500, whatever you can give. I know your campaign is a grassroots campaign. We unfortunately don't have any multi-millionaire super PAC donors standing in the wings like Hillary Clinton. So how can people learn more about you, and where can they go to give, Carla?
Thank you, Roger. Well, you can go to spaldingforcongress.com. Spalding, no U, SPALDING, for congress.com. Please go to that website and you can read more about me. And also, if you want to contribute or to just get involved, period, would be very helpful, because we can no longer have this lady sitting there. We've had other candidates ran 3 times and have lost 3 times. Now, I have the qualities and the recommendations and all the qualifications to win this race. Not because just because I'm a nurse, not just because I'm a veteran, not just because I'm an instructor, but because I have stood in line with the people, worked hard with them, fed them, clothed them, understand the things that requires to get the people into the district moving, understanding the need for having large companies still stay in the United States so that we can have our district being hired, the means of having donations and help and resources for small businesses so they can in turn do well to hire people within the district. We have to start focusing on the people. Listen, America, #1, America first, and someone that will support our president and the agenda that he has. We have to stand behind him and help him get what he set out to do, the American people said they wanted. And we are trying to push him, but for some reason we're having a blockage in Congress. And those who don't want to be there, they need to get out and put the people who want to be there, like myself. So that's my message to them. Carla Spalding for Congress, if you're ready, come on board, because we are sure ready to get Debbie out of that seat. Thank you, Rob.
All right, there you have her, Carla Spalding, dynamic candidate for Congress. Folks, please go to her website. She needs your help. She deserves your help. You're going to see her again here at InfoWars and specifically on the War Room. Thank you very much, Carla Spalding. Owen, back to you.
Thank you.
And again, it's no shock why Debbie Wasserman Schultz is freaking out, flopping around like a fish out of water. She's got rigging the primaries against Hillary, or for Hillary against Bernie. She's got the Awan brother investigation building up. She's got her obsessed with herself during the hurricane coverage, putting her mug on TV, won't even help. And now she's got Carla Spalding, who's going to be running against her in her upcoming election. Does not look good for Debbie Wasserman Schultz. We'll be right back with more of the War Room.
After 4 years of research, the next big game changer has arrived. Z-Shield, toxic metal and chemical defense support. It's made in the USA. It's filled with known compounds from nature that are absolutely associated with detoxifying the body, and it supports the InfoWar. It is a classical 360 win. We're changing the world. Now it's time to change our bodies with Z-Shield at InfoWarsLife.com. Clean, pure drinking water. You can't survive without it. But where do you get it? Alexa Pure Pro is a brand new, groundbreaking, gravity-fed water filtration system that is like no other. The Alexa Pure Pro transforms water from virtually any fresh source into clean, healthy drinking water, pairing the unprecedented superfiltration power of an all-new gravity block core with a hybrid chromatic shell. It removes up to 99.999% of impurities, including bacteria, viruses, fluoride, disinfectants, volatile organic contaminants, and hormones. Filter capacity up to 5,000 gallons. Stainless steel construction, easy assembly, low maintenance. Replacement filters are simple to install. And now, as part of an exclusive limited time introductory offer, you can save $20 off the retail price and get free shipping. This is a limited time offer, so order your unit today and receive free shipping and $20 off. Go to InfoWarsStore.com or call 888-253-3139.
U.S. President Donald Trump on Tuesday giving North Korea his most aggressive warning to date.
President Trump is not a racist. I say red baseball caps mean you're an ass.
Tonight, the fight over Confederate statues is now a flashpoint.
Large groups of people punching, kicking, and hitting each other with sticks.
If you see this and you understand what is going on and it makes you angry, do not take yourself out of the game.
The War Room. Infowars.com/show.
Turn of the Republic. And this is the War Room
with Owen Schroyer
and Roger Stone at Infowars.com/show.
Never let a good crisis go to waste. And the left cannot help themselves but to politicize Hurricane Harvey. I went out and I shot a video, and I had a leftist tell me that she was upset that Donald Trump would dare address Hurricane Harvey, that he would dare try to score political points by addressing Hurricane Harvey. So they did a telethon, which, by the way, they do this huge telethon. It goes on multiple networks. I think they ended up raising somewhere around $30 million. One football player sends out like one tweet, and he gets almost $50 million. That shows you where the heart and soul of the nation is, not with cable news. That's why the story on Variety was 22 million U.S. citizens will be canceling their cable by the end of the year. But here's a clip from the telethon from Beyonce talking about the hurricane.
During a time where it's impossible to watch the news without seeing violence or racism in this country,
That's true. CNN and MSNBC are very racist. Great point,
Natural
Beyonce.
disasters take precious life, do massive damage, and forever change lives, leaving behind contaminated water, flooded hospitals, schools, and nursing homes. And countless families are now homeless. In my hometown city of Houston, people need food, clothing, cleaning supplies, blankets, shoes, diapers, and formula for babies, and of course, clean water. The elderly need wheelchairs, and kids need books and toys so they can continue to dream. Natural disasters don't discriminate. They don't see if you're an immigrant, Black or white, Hispanic or Asian, Jewish or Muslim, wealthy or poor. It doesn't matter if you're from Third Ward or River Oaks. We're all in this together.
And then, of course, the powerful moments of all the people in Houston coming together.
Racial, social, and religious backgrounds put their own lives at risk to help each other survive, restored my faith in humanity.
And we're continuing to see people going in.
Restored her faith in humanity.
Many of them are official, acting in their official capacity. Many of them
she didn't
are
have faith in humanity
True
before?
Healing isn't helping. Please, give what you can. The effects of climate change are playing out
And there
around
it
the world
is.
every day.
And
Just
there
this
it
past week,
is,
we've
the
seen
effects
devastation
of
from monsoon
climate
India
change. You
and
can edit here.
8.1 earth-
Folks, look, we are seeing a bit of a ramp up in natural disasters, hurricanes, earthquakes, weird storms. This stuff is happening. Okay. Yes, climate change is real. You driving a car or you having a cow or a series of cows or whatever, eating red meat, having electricity, are responsible for less than 1% of climate change, probably a fraction of 1%, perhaps even 1% of 1%, perhaps. Then you have the actual anthropogenic climate change, which is actually geoengineering, cloud seeding, chemtrails, geoengineering. This stuff goes on. They never mention that, though, because, see, they can't tax you for using carbon when they bring that up. So that's how that works. So Beyonce blames climate change for the hurricanes. Folks, if you want to know what's going on with these hurricanes, look at the sun. Look at what's happening with the sun. And let's just say this. If you think that the moon can, control things on Earth with its gravitational pull, imagine what other planets out there also are doing. So just think about that. Now, here is Stevie Wonder bringing up climate change.
We've come together today to love on the people that have been devastated by the hurricanes.
Amen.
When love goes into action, it preferences no color of skin.
That's right.
Ethnicity.
Mm-hmm.
No religious beliefs, no sexual preferences, and no political persuasions. It just loves. As we should begin to love and value our planet, and anyone who believes that there is no such thing as global warming must be blind.
Electrify your day with Secret 12. It's like lightning in a bottle. We all have days in which we just can't seem to perform at the level we'd like to. InfoWars Life Secret 12 is designed to naturally energize your body and mind with 2 great tasting and super high quality forms of vitamin B12. Proper vitamin and nutrient intake is essential to keep your body functioning at optimum levels. The reality is, it's hard to take in the proper amount of vitamins we need each day with our modern diets. Secret 12 by InfoWars Life is an easy way to naturally upgrade your vitamin B12 intake and support your body's natural systems. It pairs 2 forms of vitamin B12 into one explosive formula. Vitamin B12 supports healthy energy levels through red blood cell formation and aiding in the body's natural processes, but it also assists with many other functions of the body. Electrify your mind and body and take your health to the next level. Experience the power of Secret 12 at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
This is the return of the Republic. And this is the War Room with Owen Schroyer and Roger Stone.
Welcome back to the War Room at War Room Show on Twitter. warroom.show is the direct link for all of our content. The poll of the day right now on War Room is, what is the most important issue to you right now? Build the wall, lock her up, or cut the taxes? Seems to me the most important thing on Laura Loomer's schedule is to confront the Clinton family on their lies and crimes right to their face. We're joined by Laura Loomer now. Most recent video, she gets kicked out of confronting Hillary Clinton on her emails on Benghazi, and then got a little bonus with Huma Abedin, too. You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I definitely was not. But, you know, it was just nice because she was lurking in the corner. So it was
lurking.
A 2-for-1.
Lurking, huh?
Right.
Hey, what do you think is the most important thing to you? We got you on. Let's figure out. What's more important to you? Build the wall, lock her up, or cut the taxes?
Build the wall.
Build the wall. Well, you're with 36% of the voters right now. We've had over 8,500 votes, 28% lock her up, 36% cut the taxes. Laura, you've done this a few times. You confronted the New York Public Theater's Trump assassination play. You confronted Chelsea Clinton. You've confronted Hillary Clinton. You've confronted Huma Abedin. I mean, do you feel any pressure at all when you do this? Do you get excited, or are you just totally cool as a cucumber?
It's very exciting. I don't really get nervous when I confront these people. It's just the only thing that I felt yesterday when I was filming this was just discomfort, because like I was explaining to Paul Joseph Watson, I had to wait outside for nearly 8 hours, and I was extremely dehydrated and very tired from standing, and physically it's hard to do. It's not so much like the mental aspect of not being nervous and just channeling your nerves, but having the physical stamina to wait for 8 hours just to ask somebody a question.
Well, and they didn't even let you walk out of there with your book, right?
Right. So I paid for the book and they wouldn't even let me get a copy. And I said, well, can I have a refund? And Secret Service, after they detained me and they asked me a couple questions, they said, you should just leave now. And if you come back, we're going to have the NYPD arrest you.
So they stole $30 from you, or they stole the book from you.
Yeah.
Whichever way you want to put it.
Right.
But why would wait, hold on a second. Why is Secret Service, you said, detaining you? Why were they bothering you? You didn't do anything illegal.
Because I guess a couple days before Martin Shkreli, you know, Farman Burroughs Shkreli, he made a joke. He said, I'll give $5,000 to anybody who can give me a strand of Hillary Clinton's hair. And he said that he was going to show up at the book signing to get a strand of Hillary's hair, just to troll, right? Because it's funny.
Yeah, and even though you didn't bring any scissors, you didn't touch her, and you're clearly not Martin Shkreli.
I mean, I touched her, but she shook my hand voluntarily.
Have you washed that hand?
Of course I washed my hand. Yeah.
Oof, a couple times, maybe.
Who knows? Like, you know, with the Clinton body count, you got to be really careful. I'm not taking any chances.
You know, we've heard rumors that she smells like sulfur. Did you catch any strange scents when you approached?
I can't smell right now. I just had surgery recently, and I can't really smell much.
Well, that's what about did anyone else seem to be like, you know, like kind of like, what's that stench?
No, but
so Hillary bathed that day.
I've met her multiple times though, right? And she does have like a dusty smell to her. But the thing that's weird to me is that she's just not human. I mean, I've seen her on hot summer days when she's speaking outside in New Hampshire, and she doesn't sweat. And then her makeup just looks like plastic. So she just does not look or act human at all, even the way she talks. I mean, it was very awkward the way she was structuring her sentences when I was like, oh, it's so nice to be here. And she said, it's nice to have you here, or something like that. And I just thought it was a very awkward way to respond.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, she might physiologically, biologically be human, but she's basically a demonic entity. That's how I look at her.
Yeah,
and so it must be hard for her. It's almost like going undercover as like the most demonic entity on earth and trying to go undercover as a human. I guess most humans are so fluoridated to almost to death that they can't even recognize a demonic entity when they're in its presence. But I can't even imagine I mean, I've never been close to Hillary like that. I would imagine that there would be some serious weird feelings in the air.
I'm used to it. I mean, I was undercover full-time in the Hillary Clinton campaign for 2 years when I was working for Project Veritas. So I've had many encounters with the entire Clinton family. I've met the whole family. So it doesn't really faze me anymore. I'm kind of over the weird vibes.
Guys, let's play that video in its entirety for our audience. Laura Loomer confronting Hillary Clinton at her book signing, asking about her emails and Seth Rich. There's the Demon Witch.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Trying her best to be human.
Hi, it's so great to see you. Well, it's great for you to be here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me. So the American people would really like to know what happened to your 33,000 emails. What happened in Benghazi?
Go read the book.
What happened to the millions of dollars that was supposed to go to the people in Haiti?
You know what? I'm so sorry you believe things that are untrue.
What happened to Seth Rich?
Right. Nice to
What happened to your
You took the book from her.
No.
Wait a second. Hold on. All right, pull this out. Wait a second.
I'll explain what happened. It's an illusion, right? So this is what they do. And this is unlike any book signing I've ever been to. So she creates the illusion when she's signing books that, I don't know why, because they said you weren't allowed to use your cell phone or take pictures, but she's signing the books as people come in, and it's a way to limit the contact she has with people. In order to get your book, when you're done signing it, you have to go to the back of the line. So if you continue playing the video, you'll see they say, go to the end of the line. And then you wait in line, and then you pick up a copy of the book that she signs. She doesn't personalize the book. So it's not like she was signing the book to Laura, my favorite deplorable, love Hillary Clinton. She just signs and then puts it in a pile, and they take it to the side.
Yeah, wait a second. Hillary Clinton is all about empowering women.
Right.
She doesn't like your journalism, though?
I don't think so. She told me that what I believe is untrue. So apparently...
Yeah, but didn't she also tell you to read and enjoy the book, too?
She said, read the book, yeah.
And then they took the book, so you couldn't even read it.
Exactly. And they took my money. They took my money. And I really hope they're not going to, like, use that money to pay for, I don't know. I mean...
You might have to take Hillary Clinton to civil court over $30.
I know. I might have to go to small claims court.
Although, you know, technically, you were entitled to an autographed book, so that might take the price of the book from $30 to $31.50. So you might actually be entitled to $31.50.
Right. And the fact that I got her on camera answering the questions while she was signing the book, I mean, who knows how much this book is worth now.
What was up with that cackle, too?
Oh, God, she's just so satanic. And she sounds like a witch. I mean, every time I interact with her, I just think of, what is it, the Wicked Witch of the West, because...
I'll get you, my little pretty.
And your little dog, too. Yeah, it's just, it's like so, it's horrible. But in other news, though, it's something that I find to be absolutely hilarious. If you continue playing the video, I have an encounter with Huma Abedin. And I asked her, I said, so Huma, when are you going to divorce your husband for texting an underage girl? And then today, literally within 24 hours of me asking her that question, Huma and Anthony were spotted at a divorce court in New York City.
And you know what?
It'll
be interesting. It'll be interesting to monitor this story if they'll actually get the divorce or not. I don't think they will.
I don't think they will because
I don't think they will.
I don't either because you know what's going to happen. And the reason why, I mean, why else would you stay with a pedophile? Why would you want to live with a pedophile under the same roof? I'll tell you why, because...
Wait, don't tell us why, except on the other side of the break. We got to go to break. Laura Loomer is going to tell us why Anthony Weiner and Huma Abedin are not going to get a divorce and why it was most likely just for optics that they were at divorce court today. How much is that book worth? How much was the book worth that they stole from Laura Loomer? I want to know. We'll be right back with more.
I like to do things where I know I can at least take control of it myself personally. And this isn't a pitch for water filtration, but we go out and find the very best gravity-fed water filters where it takes out all the garbage but doesn't take out the good minerals, and then I put my drinking water through that. And if I'm lazy, I've got reverse osmosis, which really cleans the water but cuts out the minerals. So over time is probably not too good for you to only drink reverse osmosis. That's in all the studies. But the other big area is the shampoo and the sunscreens and the cosmetics and the body washes and the soap, which isn't really soap. So we had spent, and this is a plug, but it's really informational until the bottom of the hour when Sheriff Arpaio joins us. We spent years saying we want to get an organic, high-quality line of toiletries and personal care products so that I can use them in my own home and know from the manufacturer it's really what they say. And, folks, we got Mark Gonzalez, the owner of Nature's Brands, one of the biggest organic brands in the country, one of the top sellers at Whole Foods. Everybody recognizes our labeling because he's so nice. He even let us use basically his labeling, but changed the name to Emmerich's Essentials. So whether you get it at Whole Foods under his name or from us, what's best about it is it's on the low end of cost, but better than a lot of the other so-called organic brands, and is so respected. But I wanted to get him on because he's the expert. He's got a bunch of the brands there of what's in some of the other leading brands and some of the other supposed natural brands that really aren't organic. But Emmerich's Essentials is Nature's Brands.
We're under a chemical assault. It's unbelievable to me what we've allowed to take place. We've got 84,000 chemicals now in play, 13,000 of which are used in our cosmetics and personal care items. And we use these things every single day. Yet about 10% have ever been tested. So we always rely on the chemical company to be able to be considered innocent until we end up proving them guilty. Does that make any sense at all? So all these things that we put on our body, they're going into our bloodstream. It takes about 28 seconds to go into our bloodstream. So here's what we've got. We've got the FDA that says, hey, you know what? For external use only. Think about this. Think about this. They say it's for external use only. They're not stupid at the FDA. They know it goes into your bloodstream.
What is the establishment going to do when all this comes out? It's already come out about bisphenol A and atrazine, and then they're still putting it in stuff. What's going to happen to them? Why are they doing it when I've looked it up? They've got chemicals that are even less expensive that they could be using that have less problems. It's like they go out of their way to do this.
I think that companies today, are they purposely trying to kill us? I don't know if I'm going to go quite that far, but what I will say is they don't seem to care if they do. They don't seem to care.
Just like Bayer with the hemophiliac factor 8, they knew it was in there, and they said, you know what, we'll lose money. Go ahead and ship these millions of dosages. They just didn't care.
Exactly. Hey, Ford, that as a young person was Ford with the Pinto, right? Oh, yeah, well, yeah, we had 30 gas tanks that will blow up. Yeah, we'll get sued for millions and millions of dollars, but hey, at the end of the day, that's a heck of a lot cheaper than having to replace all those gas tanks in a recall. I mean, golly, we got a business to protect. Again, when you place a person's well-being at the bottom rung of the ladder and you place purely profit at the top, that is something seriously wrong.
Well, we're really impressed. Mark, thank you so much. Nature'sBrands.com. Folks can get their Emmerich's Essentials, private labeled by you. God bless you. At InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLive.com, or 888-253-3139. Mark Gonzalez, thank you so much, sir.
The War Room. InfoWars.com.
One more segment with Laura Loomer at Laura Loomer on Twitter. TheRebel.media/Laura_Loomer. And most recently, she confronted Hillary Clinton and Huma Abedin, a 2-for-1. And then Huma Abedin is seen in a divorce court with Anthony Weiner. But Laura and I agree that we're not expecting Huma and the Weiner to get a divorce. Laura, why don't you think so?
Against your spouse. So it's the perfect way for them to avoid incriminating themselves, especially since the laptop that Anthony Weiner was using to send dick pics to a minor with was the same laptop that Huma Abedin was using to share classified information with Hillary and other individuals. So, you know, if they do get divorced, I really just want to know who gets the laptop, because you know, whoever doesn't, they're just going to end up getting suicided. But it's going to be very interesting to see. But I just think that it's a way to do damage control, just like they did when this investigation was opened up again. They said that they were going to get a divorce, and that was in October. How many months has it been? Almost a year now, and they're still not divorced. But now that it's out in the media again, they're seeing a divorce court. So it's just a typical trick, you know, a typical Clinton trick.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is for optics, to get that into the media, to try to get out ahead of your confrontation of her, saying, hey, why haven't you gotten a divorce? Oh, well, look, we're in divorce court. So,
yeah, just damage control. Right.
Yeah, total damage control. Now, you are on the hunt. You're requesting people on Twitter give you ideas of who they want you to confront next. I'm trying to think of who you could even get to, who really writes books on the left. You know, Nancy Pelosi has been confronted before, maybe a Maxine Waters.
It doesn't just have to be a book signing event, right? Like people think it's very hard to get to these individuals, but it's not that hard. I mean, to track people down, it's easier than you would think. And I think I'm pretty good at tracking people down. So I just want to know who people would like to see me confront next, because, you know, I'm looking for my next internet sensation, my next unwilling YouTube star.
Let me think about that. Who would I like to see Laura Loomer confront next? You know, Anthony Romero, isn't that the guy's name? The head of the ACLU now? What is the guy's name? Or no. He's the head of the DNC now. He's a total foul mouth.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee. Oh, man, I can't think of his name right now.
What's his name?
Tony Perez. Thank you.
Perez.
Thank you. If you could, because here's what I think would happen. If you confronted Tony Perez, he would literally start dropping F-bombs, MF-bombs, probably a racial slur.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Tony Perez. That's my vote. I want to see Tony Perez blow up at someone confronting them in person.
Well, I don't know. I've been leaning towards like Speaker Ryan or Bill de Blasio. I think those would be too fun.
Bill de Blasio.
I mean,
let's see. Bill de Blasio marched with a terrorist. Bill de Blasio had a staffer that was hoarding child pornography. And then Bill de Blasio was also in Germany for G20 instead of at the memorial for the police
officer. Yeah.
Yeah. Bill de Blasio is a piece of trash. Absolutely.
Or Paul Ryan, right?
I don't know. Paul Ryan's boring. He's boring to me.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I'm just trying to think. But Bill de Blasio, I've actually confronted him before, and I've never seen somebody with so many handlers. They all just swarmed around him, and I tried to sneak into the room even when they kicked me out. And this was at an event with BuzzFeed, actually. And he just does not talk to anybody. I remember when some grandmother confronted him in the streets of New York City about a month or so ago, and he is such a coward.
Maybe you could try to make a pass at Rachel Madcow.
I don't know. I don't know
kidding.
if I'm right.
I'm kidding. I do not suggest that. That was a bad idea. Hey, we've got a story apparently. What Missouri senator is that? Just broke in my ear. Some Missouri senator has death threated Trump. What, another one? No, this is that same one. Yeah,
That's the
okay.
same lady.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, so from the crew, they're saying maybe you could confront this lady. What was her name again, guys? Get her name. Maria Chappelle Nadal. Am I reading that right? Or is that the Associated Press guy? Okay, yeah. Senator Marie Chappelle Nadal. There you go, Laura. How about that?
Sounds great. I'd love to.
She looks like, I think she's in Kansas City. Yeah, ask her if she wants the president to be shot dead.
I think that sounds like a great idea. I might have to take a road trip.
So there you go, folks. And you can tweet at Laura right now your ideas of who you want her to confront next. I like Bill de Blasio.
Right.
I like Chappelle Nadal. What about like Hollywood? Like some members of Hollywood.
Jennifer Lawrence would be really good. You know, after she really thinks that do you think I deserve to die because I'm a Trump supporter? Do you think I deserve to die in a hurricane?
I don't think honestly, I think Jennifer Lawrence is smarter than that. And I think she just said all that stuff in that interview just to get the next role, to be honest with you. But it'd be interesting to see, you know, you could probably be able to gauge that based on the response that you would have.
I would love to confront Kathy Griffin, though. You know, like in one of those InfoWars ISIS shirts and just give her one, you know, like present Kathy Griffin.
Or you could walk up to Kathy Griffin and ask for an autograph and then give her the shirt to autograph.
Yeah, and give her the shirt. That would be incredible. And then we could scan the autograph and make InfoWars shirts with like the scanned signature of her her autograph.
Another idea from the crew, what about confronting the Young Turks like Alex did?
Yeah. That would be
again,
great.
If you could get Chunk Yogurt to blow up like he did at Alex, I think that's just great. Yeah, Chunk Yogurt or the Young Turks.
Yeah, there's so many fun ideas, you know? You're just so exciting. You just do so many different things.
And the funny thing about this is that, see, like Roger was just saying in the last segment, if somebody came up to him at a book signing and said, hey, Roger, what about your Russia dealings? Hey, Roger, what about Trump this? He would have been like, hey, look, jackass, I didn't deal with Russia. Any more brain busters? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, hey, give me your evidence. These people are so scared, they just shuffle you away. They, you know, they take you with Secret Service and they say, hey, are you here to chop Hillary's hair?
That's because Roger he's not a liar, right? I mean, when you're lying and somebody asks you a question and catches you off guard when you think that you're surrounded by people who think you're a queen, your instinct is to laugh. I mean, I don't know if anybody has like taken any psychology courses or studied body language, but the first sign of somebody lying to you is, you know, them avoiding eye contact and laughing when you ask them something uncomfortable. So people, when they're lying to you, often laugh and look down when they're not telling the truth. And if you notice, Hillary did both of those things when I asked her questions.
Yep, of course. And then she cackled like a witch. That's Laura Loomer. Tweet your ideas at Laura Loomer on Twitter. We'll talk to you again, Laura.
Men, give your body the support it needs with InfoWars Life Prostagard. It's time to start assisting the body in regulating proper prostate balance. InfoWars Life has set out to bring you formulations that are not only the highest quality out there, but formulas that you can use on a daily basis to give your body the natural herbs and extracts that our experts recommend. The Prostagard formula does just that, with its mixture of plant-based nutrients and antioxidants that help give your body total support. It's a hand-selected blend of saw palmetto, lycopene, plant sterols, zinc, vitamin D3, selenium, and copper. Prostagard is something that the men on the InfoWars crew take every day. And from our research, it's something that men should really be adding to their daily regimen in order to keep their body going at optimal levels. Now's the time to start naturally supporting your body. Get Prostagard on your side today, exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
Alex Jones here to tell you about how you can help spread liberty worldwide while also enjoying what I have found to be the best tasting 100% organic coffee on the planet. For more than a decade, my favorite coffee has come from the high mountains of southern Mexico, where the Chiapas farmers grow their unique shade-grown Arabica beans. We have now managed to secure these sought-after beans in a highly customized blend. Discover and try a bag of the Patriot Blend 100% organic coffee at InfoWarsLife.com. This coffee gives you a long, smooth pick-me-up for hours without the headaches and heartburn that so many other coffees give me personally. Hands down, this is my favorite coffee, and it's taken us years to secure connections directly to the Chiapas Mexican farmers. Drop by the site today, order a bag or two, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Available in original or with our Immune Support Infusion Blend. You will be supporting a free press, all the while enjoying a truly great-tasting cup of my favorite coffee. Available at InfoWarsLife.com.
New from Emmerich Essentials, fragrance-free natural deodorant for your body care needs. Playing basketball in the dry summer heat really makes me sweat. To maintain my game, I need all the confidence I can get. That's why I use Emmerich Essentials Natural Deodorant. Made with organic ingredients, this deodorant combines mineral crystals with natural botanicals to ionize odor, keeping me fresh throughout the day. While shooting hoops, the last thing I want is sweaty armpits making my hands slippery and the ball wet. That's why I recommend Emmerich's Essentials fragrance-free deodorant. Even though it's unscented, it's effective at combating strong body odor, and I don't have to worry about any unwanted allergic reactions to my sensitive skin. Whether you're a guy or gal, the last thing you want to be worried about is your deodorant. No petroleum-based ingredients, 100% natural and cruelty-free. Stay in the game with Emmerich's Essentials fragrance-free natural deodorant. Available at InfoWarsStore.com.
You deserve a deep, restful sleep with Knockout by InfoWars Life. Our organic formula is made from high-quality natural ingredients such as valerian root extract, L-tryptophan, lemon balm leaf extract, and melatonin. Knockout packs a powerful punch to get you through the night and achieve proper sleep. Millions of people around the world experience daytime drowsiness, but with the rapid speed of life, we need to be able to keep up the pace. Our natural mixture harnesses the power of 10 known ingredients to let your body relax and get the sleep you need. Wake up refreshed and take on the day. InfoWars Life wants to bring you a sleep support formula that goes above and beyond other leading brands at an affordable price. Get the sleep you deserve and experience the power of Knockout. Head on over to InfoWarsLife.com and say goodbye to fatigue. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
The War Room. Infowars.com/show.
The fight for the future is now. This is The War Room with Owen Schroyer. Watch the live stream right now at Infowars.com/show.
You know, it really actually makes me sick. We can joke about Bernie Sanders wanting to bring in single-payer health care and put government in charge of all medical care. But it really makes me sick when you have now all of these other congressmen, Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, Senator Warren, of course, Nancy Pelosi, who can't even have a public appearance now without looking like the dementia-laden woman that she is. It's quite sad, but they keep putting her in the ring. Now, 3 public appearances in a row, Nancy Pelosi has showed you that she clearly is suffering from some sort of mental illness. But it's just sad because they're out here celebrating the fact that they want single-payer health care. They want the government in charge of our health care. You look at some of the most painstaking things you can do, it always involves government. Always. Why would we want our health care to be run by the government? You know why we had the best health care is because it was private? That's why people flew here for surgery from other countries. They came here. And these anti-American scum are pushing for the government to be in control of our health care. What happened to the oath you took to the Constitution, you just absolute scum? I'm serious. You know what? I'm just going to get too pissed off talking about these people. Folks, America, the government doesn't run our lives. Quit trying to shove the government down my throat, you rotten Democrats. You people make me sick. Okay. Let's get to some news. $2 trillion man. Market value added since Trump's election win passes milestone. The S&P has added over $2 trillion in market value since Trump's election last November. Tech is up nearly 30% since the election and has also added over $1 trillion in value to the S&P in the same period, the most of any sector. Of course, we get stock market records pretty much weekly. Hunger is down to lowest rates in decades. Unemployment is down. Jobs are returning. I mean, how dare President Trump fulfill his promise? How dare President Trump put America first? This is uncalled for. We need more of this. We need more of the deep state. Mike Flynn's son is subject of federal Russia probe. This is really getting sick. This Russia probe. They've got nothing. They've got nothing, so they're going to stop at nothing until they find something. Oh, but don't worry. They're not going to find anything on Mike Flynn Jr., just like they found nothing before. Just like Hillary Clinton even has to admit on the Today Show, yeah, we've got nothing on Russia. Van Jones is an undercover video. Russia is a nothing burger. Investigation, probe, ongoing for months with Mueller and the rest of his rat team. Zero proof, millions of dollars spent, hundreds, if not thousands of hours wasted. These people ought to be in jail. I mean, this is just out of control. It's so hard to talk about this and not start screaming. Exclusive, U.S. won't issue some visas in 4 nations in deportation crackdown. So we're deporting non-citizens. We're deporting illegal immigrants who aren't following the law. And we're trying to send them back to Cambodia, Eritrea, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. But guess what? They're not taking them back. They don't even want them. Why do you think that is? So their own nation refuses to take care of these people, and so we're just supposed to take care of everyone. So what happens if the entire world refuses communism, refuses socialism, refuses everything, declares bankruptcy, or can everyone just come to America and then we have to become a third world nation? No. Senate scuttles Rand Paul's war powers repeal. You know, these things happen in such a flash that it's like you can't even grasp it. So before I could even report on it, first Rand Paul goes to the floor, says that it's time for the U.S. interventionist policies to stop. It's time to stop spending trillions of dollars on war. And then today, the Senate scuttled a proposal by Rand Paul to repeal the war authorizations that underpin the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, as well as military action in a slew of other countries. He basically goes on to talk about how because of this legislation, because of these bills, we just have an unlimited yearning, an unlimited taste for war. And so we just declare war anywhere, everywhere, all the time, and then become interventionists. And then the Middle East collapses, and then we have to do something more about it because, well, we were part of the problem to begin with. So Rand Paul tries to stop all that, and then before you can even blink an eye, it gets shut down. Obama won't go away. Obama thinks he's president of the world. Obama to host global summit in Chicago. Former President Barack Obama announced in a new video Wednesday that he will gather together civic leaders from around the world next month to take part in the inaugural Obama Foundation Summit. How do you like that? The Clinton Foundation didn't rape and pillage enough. We're going to get the Obama Foundation. We want to inspire and empower people to change the world, and we hope you'll be a part of it, says Barack Obama. You know, I got to be honest with you. Barack Obama was an anti-American president, did not put America first, certainly crippled this country. But I got to be honest with you. I don't even think I think he pales in comparison to the demonic entity that Hillary Clinton is. Even Bill Clinton. I mean, even Bill Clinton to me looks like he's scared of Hillary Clinton. So there's Barack. He forgot his necktie, and he must have lost his top button there. But this is nice. So the inaugural Obama Foundation Summit. I'm sure that will do the world a lot of good. So congratulations, Chicago. Obama is he's building his libraries. He's launching Obama Foundation Summits. Oh, it's going to be real fun, folks. And I would bet you that vaccines are a part of the Obama Foundation initiative. Even though this story breaks today from ABC. ABC is going to report this. Study prompts call to examine flu vaccine and miscarriage. A puzzling study of U.S. pregnancies found that women who had miscarriages between 2010 and 2012 were more likely to have had back-to-back annual flu shots that included protection against swine flu. Vaccine experts, think the results may reflect the older age and other miscarriage risks for women. Not the flu shots. Of course. Don't blame the innocent flu shot. The flu shot never hurt anyone. How dare you? Health officials say there is no reason to change the government recommendation that all pregnant women be vaccinated against the flu. They say the flu itself is a much greater damage to women and their fetuses. What an unbelievable lie. Honestly, this is just, I mean, it's just like you look at the insert of the flu shot, you look at the insert of the polio shot that's now spreading polio in parts of Africa. They admit it. Now they have to introduce a new shot to try to stop the damage caused by the original shot. The flu shot changes every season because the flu bug basically manipulates itself to get around the flu vaccine. They have to inject you with the flu. They inject you with the flu when they give you the flu vaccine, and then they tell you that the flu vaccine is better for you than the flu when they're giving you the flu with the vaccine. Phew. Folks, don't give your kids vaccines. Look, you want to know what these people are? They worship death. Planned Parenthood. Last year, President Obama forced you to give $500 million to big abortion. Planned Parenthood aborted over 300,000 babies. That's 900 a day. The abortion giant took more than $553 million of U.S. tax dollars. That's $1.5 million every day to kill babies.
Hey, did you know that you can now preserve your own food for up to 25 years and still maintain its nutrition and flavor? That's right. Now's the time to build your own food storage with Harvest Right's freeze dryers. Go to InfoWarsStore.com to learn more and check out this innovative and smart technology that's easy to use. And let me tell you something, it is perfect for freeze drying fruits, vegetables, meats, dairy products, desserts, and entire meals. Woo, that's what I'm talking about. And when compared to traditional methods of preservation, like canning or dehydrating, you know, like what you get at the grocery store, there is no comparison. Harvest Right freeze dryers retain 97% of the food's taste, color, and nutritional value and have a shelf life of up to 25 years. Now that's what I call the miracle of food preservation. Harvest Right is truly the world's best, most affordable freeze dryer. So what are you waiting for? Check it out right now at InfoWarsStore.com. Hey, did you know that you can now preserve your own food for up to 25 years and still maintain its nutrition and flavor? That's right. Now's the time to build your own food storage with Harvest Right's freeze dryers. Go to InfoWarsStore.com to learn more and check out this innovative and smart technology that's easy to use. And let me tell you something, it is perfect for freeze drying fruits, vegetables, meats, dairy products, desserts, and entire meals. Woo, that's what I'm talking about. And when compared to traditional methods of preservation, like canning or dehydrating, you know, like what you get at the grocery store, there is no comparison. Harvest Right freeze dryers retain 97% of the food's taste, color, and nutritional value and have a shelf life of up to 25 years. Now that's what I call the miracle of food preservation. Harvest Right is truly the world's best, most affordable freeze dryer. So what are you waiting for? Check it out right now at InfoWarsStore.com. Hey, did you know that you can now preserve your own food for up to 25 years and still maintain its nutrition? That's right. Now's the time to build your own food storage with Harvest Right's freeze dryers. Go to InfoWarsStore.com to learn more and check out this innovative and smart technology that's easy to use. And let me tell you something, it is perfect for freeze drying fruits, vegetables, meats, dairy products, desserts, and entire meals. Woo, that's what I'm talking about. And when compared to traditional methods of preservation, like or dehydrating, you know, like what you get at the grocery store, there is no comparison. Harvest Right freeze dryers retain 97% of the food's taste, color, and nutritional value and have a shelf life of up to 25 years. Now that's what I call the miracle of food preservation. Harvest Right is truly the world's best, most affordable freeze dryer. So what are you waiting for? Check it out right now at InfoWarsStore.com.
Men, give your body the support it needs with InfoWars Life ProstaGuard. It's time to start assisting the body in regulating proper prostate balance. InfoWars Life has set out to bring you formulations that are not only the highest quality out there, but formulas that you can use on a daily basis to give your body the natural herbs and extracts that our experts recommend. The Prostagard formula does just that, with its mixture of plant-based nutrients and antioxidants that help give your body total support. It's a hand-selected blend of saw palmetto, lycopene, plant sterols, zinc, vitamin D3, selenium, and copper. Prostagard is something that the men on the InfoWars crew take every day, and from our research, it's something that men should really be adding to their daily regimen in order to keep their body going at optimal levels. Now's the time to start naturally supporting your body. Get Prostagard on your side today, exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
The War Room. Infowars.com/show.
Final segment of the War Room show. We are live 3 to 6 Central, weekdays. Infowars.com/show, warroom.show. You can follow us on Twitter at War Room Show, where we do daily polls. Today's poll: what is the most important issue to you right now in the Make America Great Again movement? It's a dead heat right now between build that wall and cut the taxes. We've got almost 10,000 votes, 36% for cut the taxes and build that wall. Lock her up falling behind at 28%. Meanwhile, we've got 50% off a ton of great products right now at InfoWarsStore.com. You want to take advantage of these specials. 50% off InfoWars Select storable food at InfoWarsStore.com. That's a limited time offer with coupon code IRMA. Folks, you want to take advantage of this. This is hundreds of dollars of savings. We're running this special right now because it's hurricane season. We want to get you the best emergency food. There's a lot of earthquakes happening on the west. We want to get you the best emergency food for the money right now while these disasters are happening, and we give it to you at 50% off. That's hundreds of dollars of savings. If you're going to get emergency food, get it at InfoWarsStore.com. It's the best food, the best price, 25-year shelf life, 50% off. 50% off the entire line of organic household products from Emmerich Essentials. That's like 5 to 7 products. I can't even think of all of them. Organic bug spray, organic sunscreen, organic deodorant, mouthwash. The list goes on and on. Hair shampoo, body wash. All of that is 50% off the entire line right now at InfoWarsStore.com. Another half-off special. This is the half-off specials. 50% off Caveman, chocolate or strawberry, the bone broth formula, packed with protein and bone broth, as well as chaga mushroom, as well as other great ingredients. That is 50% off right now, as well as the entire line of Super Blue fluoride-free products, fluoride-free mouthwash, fluoride-free toothpaste, 50% off, under $8 right now for a tube of what, in my opinion, is the best toothpaste on the planet. And one more time, guys, get the camera ready. My new lapel pin. Come on, zoom it in. Bam. Made in 1776 lapel pin at InfoWarsStore.com. Very limited supply. In fact, it could be out at the end of the day. There was only one box left when I went and I grabbed mine. So this could be something that's not going to last. It's supply of the made in 1776 lapel pin. I'm a big fan of it. I'll be featuring it here on the War Room as we move forward. All right, we've got some leftover news that I didn't get to. Let's slam it all home before we sign off. You can always find the entire show at warroom.show, as well as on iTunes. Our podcast is available on iTunes, the War Room podcast. Very excited to have that there as well. All right, let's get to some of these leftovers before we sign off. Facebook to clamp down on who can cash in on ads. You know, it's so funny to see these stories. This comes from Yahoo today. Infowars.com, tomorrow's news today. Infowars.com, next week's news today. Infowars.com, next month's news today. Infowars.com, next year's news today. Infowars.com, next century's news today. That's what Infowars.com does. Really, Yahoo? Really, Reuters? Facebook clamps down on who can cash in on ads? Folks, we've been telling you about Facebook censorship for months. 4 months. It doesn't stop at Facebook. It goes right to YouTube. It goes right to Twitter. All of them, all of the internet ghettos are censored to control content and what you see. Now, unfortunately for the left, they don't understand that most of America doesn't reside in those internet ghettos. They really don't understand that. Look at this one. Superman protects undocumented workers from armed white supremacists in latest comments. You know what? Of the mock hanging of the white child. Roll this video. Okay, that's fine. Alex covered it today. You can watch the Alex Jones show. He covered this video. But some rapper puts out a video of a mock hanging of like a 6-year-old white boy. So it's all about showing the white boy what it's like to be hung. Just terrible, gruesome graphic imagery. And then you get stories like Superman protects undocumented workers from armed white supremacists in latest comic. Okay, so Superman, literally a white supremacist. He's literally white. He's literally superhuman. And now he's allegedly fighting white supremacists who are, apparently he's fighting for DACA in this comic. But this is what the left is doing right now. They are playing to these identity politics. They're playing to this whole race bait thing. Look at that. I mean, that is sick. As a young black child looks up at a young white child being hung, as if that does something. Yeah, what it does is it creates a racial divide in this country that divides this country, makes us weaker, makes our enemies laugh at us, and then ultimately the same people who want you to promote these messages of racism and hate to get you to race bait are the very people that are going to come down on you and make you a slave when this country falls apart. United we stand, divided we fall. If we fall, you better believe it, those people on the left that are pushing this race baiting are going to be the first ones to be enslaved because they don't like guns, they don't like independence, they can't go fishing, they don't know how to herd cattle, they can't do anything except whine and bitch and complain about how they lost the election, even though every bit of propaganda they believe said it was going to be Hillary Clinton. So what? If black people start hanging white people, do we get Shion? Who cares about? You know what? Just these people. They can't stop the power of God and Jesus, and good will always triumph over evil. Twitter founder, Trump's presidency is product of short attention spans. Evan Williams says U.S. president's election highlights how social media platforms are helping to dumb entire world down. Evan Williams is just one of the co-founders along with Jack Dorsey, but he's actually right. Social media has made this country full of nitwits. Absolutely. And it's not just social media. Social media is one aspect. You've got all the chemicals in the water, including the fluoride, the GMO food, the food that has almost no nutrients left in it, the BPA that's in all the plastics that we're drinking, that's now found in the water too. So you got the fluoride that they put in there, you got the glyphosate that leaks into there, and now you got the plastic and the BPA that leaks into there. And then it turns the frogs gay, and they think that that's some sort of fake news story they can stick on Alex Jones. So there you go, folks. Just like Steve Jobs wouldn't let his kids use the smartphones or the iPads, Evan Williams, who is also the CEO of Medium, is telling you that social media is dumbing you down. Absolutely. Georgia teacher removed from classroom after comparing Trump slogan to swastika. She's been fired. She's been fired. Well, that's one step. Now there's one more step. It's called an insane asylum. You know what? All right. I'm joking. I just, before they run with this, I'm joking. But we've got all of these prisons that we can't fill. We've got nonviolent people in prisons. We've got the drug war filling these prisons, mandatory minimum filling these prisons. I say we release all nonviolent people that are in jail because of the drug war, and let's turn these jails into halfway houses and put all of the liberals in them. until they can come to their senses. Schroyer for president. So now you've got the racist anthem spray painted on the 106-year-old Francis Scott Key statue in Baltimore. We've only got a minute left. Also on this news, protesters shroud Jefferson statue. This is at UVA. They put a shroud over Thomas Jefferson, one of the founders of the greatest country in the history of the world. And this is all started by leftist, racist media like CNN and MSNBC and people who put music videos on YouTube hanging white people. But here's my final comment. The national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner, was actually written, I think it was in 1812, after the Second War against the British Army by Francis Scott Key. The battle was in Baltimore. The entire song is actually, I think, 5 verses. And if you read the entire thing, you will not find an ounce of racism in it. What you will actually find is the commitment that the flag represents to freedom, liberty, and justice, and the will of good men to put their lives on the line in order to protect it. That's what the Star-Spangled Banner represents. That's what the flag represents. And if you spit on that and you burn that, well, you're going to get your ass kicked. And guess what? That's what it says in the Star-Spangled Banner. And these dumbasses in Baltimore might have known that if they would have actually read it. But they can't read. They can only write racist and cry racist. You stay classy, Info Warriors. War Room returns tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central.
After 4 years of research, the next big game changer has arrived. Z-Shield, toxic metal and chemical defense support. USA. It's filled with known compounds from nature that are absolutely associated with detoxifying the body, and it supports the InfoWar.